Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 270 of the Fans of Power podcast. I'm Nathan Kennedy, joined as always by Tyler Baker. I don't really have anything in mind, nothing fantastical to say like we usually do in the intros. And we have our residential hobo, Sam Pack. Gentlemen, how are we doing this week?
Honored by somebody who is feeding Mattel ideas to be sitting in on our little humble podcast here. I mean, we're a free podcast, we're nonprofit, but somebody who's been feeding Mattel ideas took time out of their busy schedule from dumpster diving to come in and sit down with us and just kind of chew the fat with us. Sit down with stay in touch with the people. All the salt of the earth. People in the chat room and so on and so forth. So, Sam, Pac-Man, whatever the hell your name is.
Well,
how the hell are you?
Well, I'm doing fantastic. I heard about you guys in your podcast, and I was like, this is a place I want to be because it seems like you guys really know your masters of the universe, and I just want to be around fans that, could help me and give me some ideas and stuff, and maybe I could learn a thing or two.
It would be great because it's clear that those assholes don't know jack shit on how to manage a toilet, let alone something that made them billions of dollars. But, we didn't judge. We don't know anything. In fact, if we thought we knew so much, we should be writing for He-Man. We should be animating He-Man. We should be working on He-Man. But now that we have you on here, maybe you can talk to those jerk-offs at the next corporate meeting about, hey, these guys are willing to work for you guys for free and turn your business around. No profit.
Well, keep it in mind.
Man. We're going to bring back some of Scott Knightley's bullshit ideas. He's being so popular on his YouTube channel.
What did you call them before we started the show? You called them a boardroom full of sack wranglers?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, did I show you guys my assortment of silly masks? See, I got this is my silly chewing mask. This is my silly other red mask that broke. So I'm just known for this type of thing. So I just want to.
Yeah, how come we haven't gone back to the? I'm glad that we have Joe Amato back. I don't know who that imposter was, Sam Pack, that was over here. But what?
He's a thief.
Why haven't we gone back to the red?
Well,
and
it's just actually I just haven't printed one out yet. Remember, these are just paper thin. I'm real cheap. They're silly to print out.
Oh man, if he's Sam Pack, he's going back to the red and black. I guess it means he's Joe Pack. Wolf Pack, Joe Pack. Yo, man, we got
there we go. The Wolf Pack, Joe Pack. I got it.
Joe walks in those Mattel meetings like, oh yeah, give it up, guys.
Yeah, Joe Pack's back for some mask destruction.
Yeah. Can't you see?
That.
Yeah,
you didn't. You don't even know. You can't even finish it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the song.
No, I can't. I almost feel like if I go say the whole thing, will offend somebody or something. I don't want Nathan and me have to apologize for Jackson because we're not apologizing for shit on this podcast. I mean, we do sometimes, but
this was a change of pace. I kind of left it on a while. I was like, it's not that bad. So I figured, what the hell, I'll leave it.
I kind of honestly like the white and black better. It sets you apart.
Yeah, I mean, especially after seeing the other one for like 5 years straight, I guess this would catch your eye for a second. God damn.
And I guess the red when you sweat bleeds more, so there you wouldn't have to worry about that as much either.
Speaking of sweat, that's what just happened. Some sweat went right in my eye, but oh my god, I just looked at the screen. I just seen the mask in the bleeding toe that Grimbot drew. What a lunatic.
I needed something to fill more of that space, so I'm glad that he was able to produce that for us.
My God, that was pretty close. And he kept saying, show it. I want you to show this. I was like, I'm not showing this girl's thing, but that is awesome. Thanks for sharing that. I just looked at that, just seen it. So, but more quickly, let me say hello to the chat. Michael Purvis, Daniel Carhoonan, Johnny Cock, Grimbot, Zim Brown, Andy Yelsey, Fedmon, Michael Purpose, I think I said his name, Spider Rat, I'm doing it again, Papa Hut 69.
That's what you started with, man.
I know, Papa Hut 69, Tommy's here.
Armbar.
Tommy is here. Adam Gabbert. And
Michael Purvis.
Nope, I think I got everybody. So if I missed anybody, I apologize. I'll try to get
Zim Brown. And he starts pulling like a Steimer and just starts repeating like one particular name, like every two names. Like he just...
Yeah, that's where the armbar thing came from, where Jericho was cutting that promo.
Oh.
Three-handled family Gradunza. Armbar.
I did
arm drag. Armbar.
I wanted to first, let me just, I actually want to thank everybody out there for anybody that ordered a copycat from me, because the most bizarre thing has happened is ever since,
I would not call that bizarre. I call it,
Well, it's
serendipitous.
yeah, and it just I guess I don't know, love from the fans. It gave me a great feeling that when Duplicate came out, and then a lot of the stuff was going around, a lot of the pages. Then I started having people saying, some said, I didn't know you made this, or the one that came up with the idea. And they said, I seen what your copycat looked like through doing Google searches, other groups. They said, could you make me one? I was like, sure. And it just kept growing and growing. And then the other day, PowerCon had their exclusives, and a lot of people missed out on it. And because of that, then people were saying, can you just make me a copycat now? It said, I missed out on the PowerCon one. I'd rather have yours. And it's a lot of orders. So I got to order a lot of vintage and Origins, and everybody's up in a line on them. But man, I could finally be able to pay some bills a little bit, and I may be able to upgrade my food a little bit once in a while. So it's a great feeling. And really, everybody out there, thank you for doing this, because damn, it was overwhelming to see that many orders. So I guess things happen for a reason sometimes. So that's a pretty good feeling.
Yeah, a lot of people are pissed off because not only did it sell out on the PowerCon website, but on Big Bad Toy Store also sold out relatively quickly, which is it's funny because typically PowerCon stuff sells well, but it's not like immediate selling out like that. And I maybe it's just part of that trend still of exclusive. It's probably just all these people. There's a new show on Netflix coming out. It's like here come the
brand new
casuals
casual fans,
or the people that know they can flip it, like just with anything.
The Nazi scalpers, which I got no respect for you, bunch of sack wranglers.
Yeah, so it's probably a bunch of bot shit going on to snipe them all up. It's just funny that all of this for Origin stuff. It's amazing.
I guess it's kind of along the same lines of like anything with like G.I. Joe Classified and exclusive goes for batshit amounts. So anything exclusive with Origins, it's the current thing, because Origins is popular if you can have the good fortune of finding something that's not clogging the shelves up. Or
people, they are buying them like crazy. I was trying to, and admittedly, I tried to get the Grayskull accessory pack because I wanted that robot badly. What's funny is the day that was happening, when I'm pre-order, up in my memories popped up Facebook, my preview of my robot I did 7 years ago in vintage form, where I called him Radar. I was like, oh man, this is like a sign. This means I'm going to get it. And then I went to the PowerCon page, and it just kept giving me, I even told Val, I was like, man, I better not experience that white screen of death that we used to have from Matty Collector. And I didn't get that, but I kept getting, this page is unavailable or something. They kept doing it over and over. Just couldn't get through. So.
I mean, maybe because you guys gotten the hook up in the past on some of that PowerCon shit. Maybe, I can hook you up with that, Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
No, if anything like that happened, cool.
Wait, what do you say, Val? What do you say?
Like, please help me, damn it. And he's like, Joe, I just heard you say you had all them orders for copycats. I don't think you need shit. I'm like, okay, well, I tried.
I can see Val saying that, Yeah.
The one time Joe's like, I have money. And then people are like, we're not giving you anything, man.
Like, fuck, you hear all them copycats he has, plus his other orders? This guy's full of shit. But, yeah, man, it's a cool feeling. And again, Zentron, thank you for joining us. But, I tried to get that robot, couldn't get it. I was hoping. So, but you never know. Maybe they'll pop up on eBay and it won't be too much of a thing.
No, are you out of your mind?
Yes.
No, they'll pop up twice the price.
No,
easily. Maybe even more than that. It'll easily be over $100.
I wish I could confront one of those assholes that does put the modern stuff on eBay and charges way more than anything vintage. I mean, son of a bitch, you can get. I mean, it's amazing what you can find vintage. Hell, even men on car and pay a cheaper price than the modern stuff. I have no idea the logic in that, and yet there's some. I'm sorry, jerk off that is willing to pay those ungodly prices that will pay more for modern than vintage. Like, that's why I feel like that's where your ethics should stop. That is just my humble opinion. I hate for fans to have to pay so much for modern stuff when the vintage stuff should still be going up.
It just goes back to that whole thing that we talk about all the time, that toy collecting now just sucks, sort of. Like, it's great when you walk into a store and you actually find something, and you have that sense of relief, sort of, momentarily,
but man, it's pretty much those days are gone, unless you just happen to see something you're not really into collecting. You thought, well, actually, that looks kind of cool, but it doesn't matter if you're Transformers, G.I. Joe, or He-Man, or Ghostbusters. you're just not going to find anything unless your Walmart or your Target just happens to be the one that is steadily stocked. But it's like a damn epidemic, man. And man, like, how many more years have to go before these companies realize, okay, we're clearly underselling this, like, and people on eBay are making money off of this. Like,
Masters
the companies
is
aren't
really, it's everything. I mean, not only vintage and modern, but I mean, I'm gonna even hit the 2000 line because you know what's funny is after my slash attack from Web Store Staction last week, I was curious what he was selling for. That fucking Staction's going like anywhere from 150 to over 200, and that's sometimes whether it's loose or even sealed. It's bizarre. Them Stactions are high. By the way, that's cool with that Web Store on that shirt you got there, T-Rex. That's some cool shit.
Oh, it is there, people. Which I don't know if Joe's denied everybody the option to get in the shirt right now, since he likes to play that stingy shit.
Yeah, I'll get it back up. I definitely will. Because
be sure that you do.
He's just like the toy companies, man. He puts it up there.
He pulls that Disney shit. It's going to go in the vault here, people. You better get it soon. It's going in my fucking vault.
The vault.
Which
back for a limited time.
I kind of wonder if they'll do that now on their Disney Plus service. If they'll be like, we're putting it in the vault, so it's going away for a while. I mean, that would be really dumb, but
it would demean the whole purpose of the service. The service is to give you access to everything Disney. And if you're going to sit there and pull that shit, unless you're like, you got to sub up because we're not going to have it in hard copy. I'm like,
pull Scott Nylick on him.
Yeah, all of your scare tactic bullshit. I wonder if Scott's going to talk about that on his YouTube channel about all the scare tactic bullshit he used to dump on everybody every year. How come he doesn't do like one of his retrospects on how he used to scare people with that and say, you may not make it here, guys. You guys better buy the Star Sister bullshit here if you want this line to continue here. Got to get my Mighty Spectre into the line if you guys want this line to continue, man. You know.
Question for you, Tyler, quickly. Did you say you don't have Web Store, Mosquito, and Jitsu in the Staction form?
No, I have Web Store, but Jitsu, Mosquito, I can't remember. I was actually, when you and I talked the other day, I was trying to remember what the reason was. It may have been money because I was working at my old job back then, and Nathan knows he didn't pay shit.
What did we used to pay for those Stactions back then? Were they 20?
I remember like 20. I think it was $25 to $30, and I remember they were. Some of them came out around Christmas, like before Christmas, and I used to get a bonus from my old job, and I would just use that money. And I remember I buying like the whole set with my Christmas bonus one year, like the Clamp Champ, Grizzlor, Leech, and or I can't remember which ones it was, but I remember buying the whole set with my Christmas bonus one year. But that last wave, it may have come down to money or lack of being able to purchase it anywhere, because I don't think the places that were selling at that time, or I can't remember. Point is, I got screwed out of getting all this.
I thought you had to go to comic shops to get those.
Or Media Play. That's where I got mine. I remember going to Media Play.
All the Stactions I got, I ordered. Okay. I ordered them in packs of 4. Squeeze was the only one I got at a convention. I got that with Nathan in Charlotte years ago. And that was one of the ones I missed out on. But Jitsu, Mosquito, Battle Armor, regular He-Man, I never got the opportunity to get, and I can't remember.
Because that Jitsu and Mosquito, I think they're over 200 now too. They're just so nuts with those prices.
Yeah, Jitsu I wanted the most. If I had the opportunity, because even back then it was super expensive, you know. And of course everything steadily goes up, but you know, I've learned to live with it and just try to remember, like, hey, it would have been a big headache to have had them because of all the issues the Jitsu's had on display, but. You know, you just kind of learn to accept that I'll never own that, along with the Jitsu Night Stalker 2-pack. But hey, I still carry the biggest flag for Jitsu above anybody else in the community. So you guys can just eat my ass if you've got one.
It's like, all right. Well, that was happy. Damn. Don't know where to go from there. Nathan,
well, was there anything else other than PowerCon exclusives selling out? I know we had those shitty toys from the other show that we briefly touched on last week. I don't know if you want to talk about that anymore.
Something I was going to bring up, and this is actually something good for me. And you guys can do it too. Dollar Tree is going to be getting Masters of the Universe figures. They're going to be these minis. that are going to be on
No.
card. $1, and there's
Pass.
5 different ones. No, I'm getting them. I'm
Pass.
getting them suckers, and I can make little customs out of some of them. But I was like, that's damn cool stuff for Dollar Tree to be an exclusive carrier of a Masters of the Universe product.
Oh, great. So now there's going to be a bunch of eBayers going into Dollar Trees and buying them all up.
See,
Fantastic.
I'm going to make Dollar Tree hot, damn it. It ain't just about the food, and it can be for the toys and stuff. So now you know I'm never going to stop going to Dollar Tree. Get that kind of
That
cool
would
shit.
be the darkest day, I think, when Joe turns on Dollar Tree.
That would be
When
bad.
he's
Yeah.
just like, I can't.
I think
go in
Joe's
there anymore.
officially he's become full on heel. Like he's full fledged heel when he turns on Dollar Tree. Like it's like the equivalent of like Hogan, telling kids, you fans can stick it, brother. No more prayers and vitamins and your training when Joe turns on Dollar Tree. But what do they look like? What are they like? More like Origins bullshit?
No. Actually, to be honest, it's doing what they did with the 2000X line when they did the mini kind of just figures.
Yeah.
They were just smaller versions. Surprisingly, the one that actually looked decent was an Orko. I was like, wow, there's a cool little fucking Orko they had. But I think beyond that, it's just, He-Man, Skeletor, Man-at-Arms, and damn it, I don't remember the other one. There's 5 different characters. God, I can't remember the fucking 4th.
But it's got to be a
Orko shot-
Beastman or a Merman or Evelyn or something. Trapjaw.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
It's not going to be Spike or too bad. That'd be too
No.
like, I don't know who that is. I shop at the Dollar Tree.
I'm going to just try to
And
do
then
it.
Joe's there educating him.
Yeah, and this guy just wants to just run out into oncoming traffic, so he'll
He's
just
just
stop.
like he's eating the fucking frozen burrito. It's not even cooked. He's
Yeah,
eating it
I
anyway.
watched this. You saying that made me think. I was watching an old Saturday Night Live skit from the '90s where Phil Hartman's playing Bill Clinton and going into a McDonald's and eats everybody's food, but pretends to be interested in the issues going on. I picture Joe walks into McDonald's and pretends to be friends with everybody just so he can sample their food for free and goes from table to table. And then he just, race you to the Pizza Hut and just leaves guilt free.
What was that? Do you remember? I think it was a year or two ago where McDonald's had this commercial. Like, they said that once in a while, if you went in there, you could pay with McLovin or something. Where I guess if they just chose you for whatever reason, your meal was free. And I had a real shitty day. My car had it to where the window was not going up in the winter.
So you
And I
made
was
sure you
freezing. I was
you parked it out front where everyone to see and feel sorry for is what you did. I imagine you probably went, took a crowbar and smashed the hell out of your window just trying
Wow,
to get a
it's
free
so
damn
cool.
meal.
It's so cool. He's wearing like shorts and a t-shirt too.
And a shoe that's like where like the front's been cut off, so his bare foot is just sticking out.
But Tyler, I could picture that. I'm that dumb to where I'd smash my window. It'd cost $500 to fix. But I was like, but I'm going to get my $5 worth of food. But no, my window was not rolling up. I was cold as shit. I was like, I'm hungry. I pulled into McDonald's and I was freezing. And then she was like, what'd you want? I was like, well, I'd like, a Big Mac. And I said, I'd like a fry. And I said, could I get a fillet of fish? And they were giving me a total. I said, okay. I was like, God, I said, it is just freezing. I was like, I've been having a horrible day. My window won't
Oh
roll up.
man, really pouring on the guilt. Huh?
This humble bullshit is such an act, man.
And it worked.
He's
It
in
worked,
the
though, 'cause-
back, mooching off kids and their ketchups. Hey man, where's the apple pie?
But listen,
You know
it was
he's
so
doing that.
perfect.
He's so full
No,
of
the,
shit.
the kick,
I
the
was
kicker
figuring
to it would.
I seen the commercial, so I figured I tried the sympathy. And after I said it, she was like, "Could you do something for me, hon?" And I was like, "What's that?" She was like, "Just say that." Hey,
Just say
paid
I'm
with-
McLovin' it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I paid with McLovin, and I was like, "I paid McLovin, or I paid with McLovin." She was like, "Okay, then it's free."
The super bad character?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
probably.
think it was McLovin, but like I said, I'm trying to remember if that was the burger and the fillet of fish, or if that was the 2 burgers. And either way, it was free, but it was cool, and I got a free meal just from
So,
pulling off this bullshit
Oh
line.
well, I guess you don't drink soda, so you don't
No
opt
drink.
to do the combo.
No drink. I had no drink. It was.
Yeah,
I think
Joe's
But you
trying
could
to
do-
watch
you
his
could do
girl's
the-
figure with that.
Man. Okay, you can imagine it too, where Joe's like, "Oh, I have a really hard day, and it's just my window, and I'm so cold." And I'm like, "All right, that's free." And he's like, "Also, could I have some ice cream?"
right.
Yeah, and
Well,
my goldfish committed suicide. Could I have a large fry?
It worked, man. Sometimes you have to go with the pitiful act, and I did. And
Are you kidding? You've made a career of telling us
No.
you play pitiful to
No.
get free money on.
I need to actually look this up. I'm gonna mute my mic, so I'm gonna look up this promotion.
Yeah.
All right. Now that we're on McDonald's promotions here, real quick. Do you remember one of my favorite ones was the Dick Tracy promo back when Dick Tracy came out in
Yes.
1990? You remember that one?
Yeah, and I remember
Yeah,
always
with the tickets on there, and you had like the various gangsters on there trying to get
who was
free
the
stuff.
rarest? Was it Prune Face was the rarest to get? Who was that? Because I remember I always wanted to get that one. I was like, damn it, I can't get him.
I can't remember who was the rarest. To me, it was just like I was just more interested in winning something and seeing the characters on the tickets. That was all I was concerned about. But I'm sure there probably was a rarer one.
Oh shit! Okay, I do vaguely remember this.
What was it?
Well, they had a thing. I'll just read this out. I looked it up, and there was only like one thing here. McDonald's Corporation used their slot. We're live, pal. Take a shot. Slot. McDonald's. McDonald's Corporation used their slot to introduce their McLovin campaign, not to be confused with the Superbad persona, which allows McDonald's customers to order food without ever opening their wallets. Instead, the restaurant is accepting loving gestures as currency. So I think that they could make you do, like, dance for me, and they're like, all right, your food is free.
Or Nathan goes in with the speech man, I like McDonald's.
Oh, fuck.
Well, here's how it works. McDonald's managers receive daily instructions by envelope that detail when to spring the opportunity on a customer. For example, the third
look
customer
like this guy.
The third
Joe.
You look like a homeless guy. And I fit the description. You look like a vagrant.
And the mask is on there with his head cocked to the side.
Sad face for some reason. It's like,
Yeah.
The third customer to enter the door after 3:01 will be given the chance, says Maynard. The customer will be presented with a simple task, like hugging a friend, fist bumping the attendant on duty, or calling a friend with a kind message. If the customer performs the task, the meal they just ordered will be given to them free of charge with no strings attached. So.
oh, and here, I found the picture. Wait a second. I knew it was a couple burgers. It wasn't the Big Mac filet of fish.
You
It
took
was
a picture of your meal that day?
Yes, because I showed it online. I had 2 hamburgers and a small fry, and I remember putting it on Facebook. So I had
message it to me and I'll put it on the screen.
I'm gonna do it right now, and it was on Friday the 13th when it happened too. So I'll get it to you while you guys keep talking. I'll get you, Nathan.
Darn
it. Daniel Carhoonan says McDurpin it. McDurners.
This really is a Masters podcast. Trust me, we'll get to some stuff, people. But
we'll get to our topic.
It sounds like when Cartman's trying to enter Special Olympics. That's what it sounds like.
Is that the episode 2 when Jimmy was doing steroids?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When he's beating his girl, what do you make me do it? And then when Cartman's learning to become eligible by watching Kid Rock, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Way to stick it to Kid Rock, asshole. I know Joe doesn't know what we're talking about, but
yeah.
Nope.
And I know some people are probably like, South Park. And I get it. It's highly offensive, but to me it's funny.
It's witty as hell too. Not that every episode was great, but
McDonald's. Can't believe I fucked that up, but hey, we got a new thing out of it.
Yeah.
Joe, how long does it take you to send me a picture? Holy shit!
Go. I just sent it. Well, I had to click and on the file.
Well, you had to scan it.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no virus.
It's like an old Polaroid. He's sitting there flicking it out there.
There, it's been sent to you right now. But, I remember I posted it on my wall.
Did they have like a Ronald McDonald statue at that McDonald's? And you sat there next to the statue holding your free ass meal.
No, I don't even think they have Ronald at McDonald's no more. At least the ones I go to.
Is he considered like offensive or some shit? Like the whole character Ronald McDonald?
No, I think that it was H&R Puffin Stuff or Huffin Stuff or whatever it's called. I think that's the reason.
It's Ronald shoving stuff.
Or him and all Grimace and the Hamburglar. That's why they went away. Is I think there was issues. They said that there were some kind of copyright bullshit like that.
Oh, so after they've been the flagship characters for about over 20 years, and some assholes like, hey, you stole HR Puffin Stuff.
Yeah, because think about it, they've been gone for years, which sucks. I used to love all that stuff.
I remember there were so many characters that I never got to see in the commercials. There was like the mayor that had like a hamburger head.
Yeah.
And then I think it was a couple of other characters that
Mayor McCheese.
Yeah. which I would see images of, but never see them in the commercials and stuff like that. Or like the cookies you could get behind the counter. There was like Grimace cookies and like the Birdie cookies and
those were so
Yeah.
damn. They were good. Damn, those are good.
I remember them being kind of cheap and lame, and you're like, oh, these things kind of nasty. But the boxes look really cool.
They used to have cherry pies, and I don't think they do them no more. I remember I used to count. I'd have a competition with somebody in my family who had the most cherries in their pie. Boy, the most bizarre stuff I did to think I'd win by eating. Yeah, I was like, I'll get more cherries in my pie.
I don't know how you took time to took a break from eating to even count anything in your food.
I was a weird. Well, I am a weird individual with food, so I can't explain it beyond that. So,
between eating steak with your bare hands, what's the other thing? Don't you have do you have a thing with sandwiches where you take all the stuff off of it and eat the bread and then eat the meat?
No, just a steak you got to eat with your hands.
Must have been some other weird hobo.
Well, I mean, if you cut the steak up, you're losing all the juice. So you just pick it up and bite it. You're getting all the juices. It doesn't get cold, and you don't lose the juice.
You could not survive one day in court pleading this case to steak aficionados. Like they'd probably take a fork and shove it up your ass.
It's delicious like that.
Oh, all right. Do you have it with ketchup?
No, I have a little bit of sour cream I can dip it in, or have some butter and sour cream. But it's good to dip it in sour cream.
Sweet and sour sauce you can dip your McNuggets into that you take from McDonald's?
No, that's the one thing with steak. I don't like steak sauce or ketchups, but I like sour cream because usually you have the baked potato with it with sour cream and butter. So you just put some sour cream on that, bam, and it's got to be medium rare. It's got to be pretty bloody when you eat it too. It can't be well done. I don't like that well done.
As Joe's like talking like blood running down his lips. It's all stuck in his teeth.
He told us that story when he would go and eat with his family and he would get a steak and he would make them be like, all right, is anybody watching? They're like, no, you're all clear. And then he's like, oh.
That's the only way to
looks like Jaws after he's eating Quint. He's just sitting there mouth wide open, flesh and blood in his teeth.
I tell you, if you guys had seen me eat, you would say, that looks damn delicious. I think you'd try it yourselves. I don't even
I probably would have thrown it off. I'd be like Jim Carrey dry heaving in Dumb and Dumber.
And then leave the table. I'm there by myself. Just son of a bitch. All right, well, before we start, hello, Tommy. Hello, Gavin the Nerd, and Andy Yossi. So, Christ.
You said Andy before. Andy, he did. I guess he just.
And Michael Purvis.
Well, I mean.
Armbar.
Nathan,
you make it sound like Andy wasn't here to begin with. He was here at the beginning. And now you make the guy feel like, you just joined us. How about that? Ignore him, Andy. He's just a McDonald.
Jesus. All right.
That's a T-shirt, like something like the McDonald's logo is sideways. McDonald's. Yeah.
Make it, Joe.
Yeah, have it your way.
Son of a bitch. All right, I'll pass it to you, Nathan, and then you can. Oh shit! Start off the topic. I was sending you a picture of something else, but go ahead.
Oh, you're gonna send me something else too? Right, okay.
Just to see. Oh yeah, because Tyler, the other character was Merman.
So. Oh well, I mean, but before we even get into that, then let's go ahead and.
Yeah, they're not bad. Like I said, not bad. I mean, I'm admittedly not a fan of Skeletor, but the other four, it's like they're not bad. Merman looks fine. Orko looks cool. Man-at-Arms actually looks cool. He-Man, for some reason in this, looks too mocked up. Even Skeletor does. So this is the mock-ups. I didn't get the ones of what people were showing online in the groups. But He-Man and Skeletor, I don't think they're going to look like that when they're printed. But the other three, that's them printed, and they actually look okay.
I guess I'll do a Google search here then.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I could have just sent that to Tyler, too.
Yeah, sent to him real quick. Like I said, they're not bad for $1. It's like, fuck, who cares?
Yeah, for $1.
Yeah, $1. It's like, you can't beat that.
Yeah, I see him here. Or well, I thought I did.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah,
I think Orko easily looks the best.
Yeah. Orko
these look better than the shitty Origin figures.
Yeah, as I said, it's actually okay. And for Orko, I could see making Montork and Juriel, somebody want little mini customs.
He-Man looks good. Man-at-Arms looks fine.
Yeah, if He-Man actually has that, if He-Man actually has that head, even though it looks like a mock-up there, that'd be great. Skeletor, I'm just not a fan of that. Just face. I'm not a fan of it. But
I get it. Yeah, that face has got Origins written all over it.
Yeah, but it'd be cool if He-Man does have that head because that looks kind of vintage style. So I'd be for that.
Well, yeah, that's why I like it. At least they didn't go the route with their shitty head sculpt that jerk off in their corporate meeting suggested.
Right. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
no, Grim, these are not articulated. They're just, I believe, just posed. I'm just assuming it would be cool if they had a little movement in the arms, but I'm not thinking they will.
Well,
But
like
I mean, for $1, I don't think they would.
no, well, the 2000X ones you can move their waist a little bit. I
Yeah,
remember that's the
those
only thing you
actually-
could do.
yeah, they'll slightly moved. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'll be like,
They make me think of those little rubber figurines that were released back in the 80s. They were one color, and it was the vintage figure. It was like a little rubber figurine. They Nathan, you remember Jolly Time Arcade that was in the food court at the mall?
Yeah.
They had those He-Man bubblegum figures as like one of the prize you get cashing your tickets. And I remember I didn't know what they were. I just cashed them and said, I'll take a handful of those little figures. And when the guy gave them, I'm like, holy shit, they're He-Man figures. I had no idea these things existed.
And that guy's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
kid.
it's like, just beat it, kid. I got to go jerk off.
Man, I think I liked it best when the arcade was there in the food court.
Me too.
I vividly remember it of having, was it still the Wall, or was it another name before?
The Wall was at that end. Disc Jockey was next to the toy store, or down on that end.
So I remember like the Wall being right there, and then
Walden Books was next to it.
And the steps went down, like, and there was the food court that wrapped around, and the arcade was just
right there at the bottom of the steps. I mean, it jam-packed out the ass with games, man.
And people. Like, I remember it was always crowded in there.
And those little gumball figures you're talking about, which are fascinating, they all came a solid color. I have my solid colors one off to the side. These ones I painted 10 years ago. I'm just going to show some of them. But they are actually cool little things. Like I painted up a little Stratos.
I had Stratos. Stratos was the one that I managed to hold on to for years, and I have no idea where he's at right now.
And the sizes of those are actually pretty.
Oh, they were awesome.
What's amazing about
them? A phenomenal job, Joe. Man.
Thank you. They actually look like they took the real molds and shrunk them by 100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're amazing detail. There's no doubt these are fucking awesome. Zodak, and then I'll show a Beastman, and another cool thing you guys will get a kick out of it.
God, so that's so cool. I had Beastman.
Did you know what they were sold as in the the gumball machines? Do you remember what they actually called them?
No, because I didn't even know there were gumball machine stuff until years later on the internet.
Well, that's the thing. Obsessively, I had to keep getting them over and over. They had first gumball machines would sometimes do a double header. One where it had it sitting in back, and you seen all the characters sitting there, and at the top it would advertise it again. Behind it, they were called Warriors of the Universe, which I don't know what their drawing was bizarre, but they actually had that art from the card backs, which is nuts. It's like you're using fucking official He-Man art for that, which I found insane. So that
were you on that one, Mattel?
Yeah, this uglier and shit, but check out the other header. This is my favorite. I was like, I'd love to make customs of these guys. They actually did original art, Warriors of the Universe, and have these two characters.
Back up a little bit, because I've seen this image before.
Yeah.
I've seen
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I was able to get both of these. I think maybe 14 years ago, maybe both of these. I was like, man, I love having them in pristine condition. I was like, I'd like to make these two guys, just these off-brand characters. But
put that on a shirt, man. I'd buy that.
I'd buy that too. Absolutely, man.
I mean, you don't even have to change anything. Just have that whole entire square image and just
leave 25 cents on there and everything. Like, don't.
No, yeah, just leave that whole thing there. And just make it a square. Put it on a shirt.
All right, I'll put it up then tomorrow. I'll put this up tomorrow. And anybody here watching? Yeah, that's cool. So, yeah, and the thing is, this is the rarest one to find. Usually people just have that off-brand goofy thing with the actual characters. They have that piece, but this one, not a lot of people have this. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll put that up tomorrow.
Man, what a nice, odd direction we just went in. And now we got a new t-shirt idea that Joe's not going to put up this week. It's great.
He's like, this is fantastic. Joe's like, I'll put it up tomorrow. 5 weeks later.
How many times do we go through with that? I'm like, all right, Joe, I'll message that to you tomorrow. And then 3 days pass.
We need to just get Deuce to set up an account on TeePublic, because he'll knock that shit out like lightning time there. Joe's at McDonald's with his face pressed up against the window, hoping he'd be, seeing his McLovin again or whatever.
He'll do it as quick as you say it right here. You're saying you should put that up, and then 5 minutes later, it's like, Tyler, why don't you go to TeePublic? Like, there's the fucking.
It's like, Tyler, I did it 5 minutes ago before you even said it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He's like, what are you, a caveman?
Well, this was a different order. We did our rant first instead of the topics, and now we'll go to.
I'm sure there'll be more ranting somehow.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
we have to.
This is how we have fun on this podcast. There are no rules. It's Thunderdome on this podcast.
Oh shit! It's hot. Go ahead.
Some members like popped up on on Facebook of when I used to promote the podcast and no one gave a shit. Of like how many topics we
this one or the other ones did we do?
Oh no, it was for Fans of Power.
Okay.
And it was just like, God, we were cramming in like 3 topics on a lot of these. Just like we would talk this, and this. Like, God, we used to do that a lot too. Not just 2, but a lot of times 3. Yeah. We have like 3 like pivotal like discussions. Like, God, man, like, I mean, we had fun doing it, but man, this is so much better when we pick one core topic and then we just kind of run rampant all over the place. And if people are complaining about it, I never know about it. You know,
I haven't heard no complaints yet, so that's good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess about the conversations, like even though they may be off the wall, kind of random, like they're fun to have with you guys, and I hope people enjoy. If we're talking about Superman 4 or Jaws 4 or Jason Takes Manhattan or obscure movies that people don't really care about that I care about, and I don't give a shit whether you like hearing about it. Damn it, I'm going to talk about it. You know, that they appreciate those conversations. You know,
you want to talk about that one movie that was in that Jaws exploitation video you sent me? Just lay it all out there. Put this in the context. Oh my God!
Because... Which I feel like Joe's scarred by damn near everything. So Joe probably saw all these films. Even this old Thai film was probably spoiled. This probably would scar Joe. But I came across a video that was covering all the films that have ripped off Jaws. I mean, from the mid '70s to today. This guy chronologically covered films from Europe, Japan, Thailand, the States, South America, all over the place. And there was one Thai film where a guy becomes a crocodile, and he said, that's not the weird part. The weird part is this. And there's an Asian kid peeking up at this sleeping man, and they're speaking in Thai, and he says, he peeks under the blanket, and the guy sleeping underneath the blanket goes, what is that? In Thai. That's the bird. And resting on his eggs. Like, what's the black entanglement? That's the nest. Why do you want to know? Can I touch the bird? And then he kicks the kid. So this teenage boy is wanting to touch this guy's dick and balls.
Doesn't he make a weird noise too? Oh, I couldn't hear it because I was at work.
Yeah, the guy
kicks.
Yeah. You know, if Joe would be willing to watch it, I'd love to at least just watch it. He's like 30 seconds of your life to watch this clip. You know?
Doesn't he, like, when he lifts it up, doesn't the kid, though, make a weird noise? Then he, like,
he goes underneath to look at the dick and balls, and then the guy kicks it. And like, this is a Jaws knockoff from Thailand. Weird
Jaws
shit.
Knockoff. Wow,
a Jaws knockoff from Thailand, yeah. One of them was like this really old Toho movie called Legends of Dinosaurs and Giant Birds or something. I remember renting that as a kid and being bored out of my mind and turned it off. I'm like, holy shit, I remember this film. I didn't make it that far to see any of the stuff in it, but man, there's a bunch of Jaws knockoffs out there. Some good ones, most of them really bad. Man, one of them too, and I had to look up because Nathan sent me the clip, and Joe, you probably have seen this from Megalon 3. I was like, I'm really wired, so I bet I take it home and eat your pussy. You remember that? Remember that clip, Nathan? Joe, you remember that? Have you seen that movie? Of course you have.
But now I gotta
it's just so random. Yeah, the dialogue in it. It just comes out of nowhere too.
Yeah, and it was like listed on YouTube. It was like one of the greatest lines ever. That was the tagline of the video. Nathan sent it to me years ago, and I looked it up, and it was on the list. Megalodon 3, and it's the guy's pickup line when they're done with tracking the shark from the day. He's like, I'm really in. I found out the guy in that same video says that was a joke. And the director left it in. It was not meant to be part of the film. Like, okay,
sounds about right.
Yeah, but boy, what a little segue here. We were talking about Jaws knockoffs. Looking at
shitty little,
you know.
It makes me with Mosquito. Joe, you've seen Mosquito, right? With the giant mosquitoes got Gunnar Hansen in it. No.
Joe hasn't seen anything.
There's a great scene at the beginning. There's this couple that are out in the woods and they're like fucking in a tent, right? And the dude, they're drunk, and the dude leaves the tent because he's like, oh man, I really gotta piss, right? When he leaves, one of the giant mosquitoes enters the tent and starts like sucking on the naked girl's ass. Ass. It just starts like sucking and the mosquito's like bigger than a human, so it's just gonna drain all the blood out of your body, right? So she's sitting there like screaming, and the dude's taking a piss. He's got his beer, and he turns and looks, and this one swarm's coming at him, and he's like, "Motherfuck!" And then it like fades to black.
You know, all I'm picturing is anybody that was like, "Hey, they were tuning in to hear an episode about the Seahawk from She-Ra."
I know, right? Pull the rug out from under everybody.
Like any kid's like, "Hey, mom, we're gonna watch this. Dad, we're gonna watch this episode. Sure, let's listen to it and watch it." Like, what the hell is going on? Go in the other room.
Hey, we can't help it if it just makes you a bad parent. You should. It's not our fault that you didn't think about what you're getting into with your kids. We can't be held accountable for any of that stuff. So if
age restricted when we do the live stream for a reason, everybody.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, Nathan, start us off.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you really want to talk about the Seahawk right now?
Yes.
All right. I guess we can. So
I feel like I missed something. Is there a joke there that I didn't get? Wait,
No, there's not.
Okay, it almost
No,
like
there's
you
not
really want to talk
anything.
about this now?
No,
okay.
I just figured. I figured maybe we just kept talking about random stuff, and then it would be too late, and we don't talk about it. But we leave the title up and just completely miss.
Oh yeah, at the end,
audience.
somebody's thinking the Seahawks. Oh, that's great. It was a great episode. All right, well, see you later.
Yeah, 7 out of 10. Well, goodbye, everybody. No, this was my idea to kind of come back to She-Ra because we concentrate a lot on He-Man and the Master Universe week to week, and sometimes I feel like we sort of shove She-Ra off to the side. So I left it up to Tyler to pick an episode, and he chose the Seahawk, which I don't have the details of. This is episode number whatever, and here's the production number on this, etc., etc. But it's funny that. Well, it's not funny, actually. When you go to Google search to try to pull stuff for this show, what do you guys think are the first images that pop
Errol
up?
Flynn probably pops up.
No, it's all the shit from the Netflix She-Ra that pop up all the time. So it's tough to get away from that. You have to be very specific when you Google for She-Ra so you can try to get the vintage stuff. Anyway, I had watched this episode months and months ago. I think the first time I watched it was right around the beginning of the pandemic last year when you sent me that massive list of episodes to just check out. So I had my initial notes, and I rewatched it today, and I have to say that it's very straightforward, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I love the character of Seahawk. He has a lot of Han Solo-esque qualities to him that I think if you guys haven't seeked out this episode, and you're a fan of Han Solo's character and just that kind of character in general, I think you would really enjoy this episode. So I will pass it on to you guys. That way you can kind of elaborate more.Maybe the first time you saw it, your initial impressions then, if things have changed between now and then.
I never hated the episode. I mean, my first time seeing it obviously was when it was on TV, just like with all the others. I never really sat down and disliked watching any He-Man and She-Ra episodes. After time, when it was syndicated so much, sure, there was an episode maybe I wasn't a super fan of, but this wasn't one of them where I was like, oh, that fucking episode again. I was like, no, I genuinely liked it, and I liked the character. And, you throughout time, you learn to appreciate more of the voice acting. Like, I, of course, silly, I like fucking around with Tyler and talking about, God, does every character on the Horde have to emphasize their sound effect like Hordak or Katra or Grizzlord, whoever it may be, but it works for their characters. And you understand that they are doing these characters in unique voices. They got to become these strange and different characters from another world. It's not just normal talking to voice acting, which is basically, yes, it is a hit back at the new She-Ra, how those voice actors shit all over the original Filmation ones, mocking them, saying they like Bo sounding robotic, and he mocks them. The guy who does the new Bo was mocking the old Bo, and that really pissed me off. But I was like, yeah, but they're doing voices, and they're creating these characters. They're not just speaking normal like you. But yeah, just the character of, Hawk. And I even forgot that. I guess that was what's weird. I remember them calling him Hawk, but I didn't realize how much they just called him Hawk and not Seahawk, Towards the end, you hear Seahawk saying when he refers to himself as Seahawk when he's going to help the rebellion, which is great. But I love that character. I love seeing a character that, yes, he can change his ways, but in no way was he ever a silly character. Somebody you think that, you know, you would mock it or think that, oh, that's dated. There's nothing dated about that character at all.
You get that right on from the beginning. I guess we should sort of kind of talk about how the episode starts, where She-Ra's on Swiftwind, and they're just kind of relaxing, kind of flying around, having a good day. And then there's these elves that are sinking on this boat. She helps them out, and you kind of get more of that world building that's going on. That's like, oh, well, here's another aspect of, here's another race of people. This is what they contribute to this society. And it goes on to her running into, well, the elves are like,
they think it's a creature.
There's a monster. It's a monster that's in the air and in the sea. And it comes to find out that's actually a ship. And Hawk is on there with his merry band of, I guess you'd call them pirates. They refer to them as pirates.
Yeah, they're pirates.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of right there immediately. You get that he's very stern. And that's when Adora has to, or she is Adora at the time, because she transfers into Adora because she doesn't want to just show up as She-Ra, where she finds out that Hawk actually is a good person. It's deep down in there, but he's just very set in his ways, and you get that immediately, where it's like, well, I'll just throw you off the ship.
Yeah, because Swin reminds her a lot and lets her know that Hawk's a good guy, which she's eventually does find out and sees.
Which that was a very popular character archetype back then, between this and Han Solo, and I guess you could lump in Indiana Jones as that same kind of character, because I sort of feel like Harrison Ford plays the same character throughout most of his movies, really. Tyler, I'll go ahead and pass it over to you so you can kind of talk about, like, first impressions. Was this something that you saw at a very young age? Until VHS years later?
Yeah, I saw it actually on this VHS tape that had 5 episodes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
This tape was like the Betrayal of Stratos tape. It had 5 episodes on it, and Return to Sea Hawk is also on this tape. And so is Duel at Devlin, which is how I saw Dial-A-Mug for the first time. So I have a lot of attachment to this tape. Not this particular one. I had to buy this off eBay, but that is how I was introduced to Seahawk, and I fell in love with the character. Like, I thought the fact that he had a lightsaber sword, a pirate sword, that was much. I was like, holy shit, man! Like that was immediately sold. But I love the fact anybody that is gonna pretty much mac on She-Ra / Adora is cool in my book, because I want them to get a piece of that action. So I was all, because I thought She-Ra and Adora were so hot, so I was all about Seahawk getting some of her, or like wanting to get a kiss from her or something. I was like, oh man, yeah, dude, kick some ass. And I thought the character was phenomenal. George DiCenzo did a phenomenal job with the voice. Like, it's very, there's so many characters that he did the voice for. He did the voice of Bo, and there's slight variations in his voice, but so much so that you're like, that's the Seahawk. And you can listen to Bo like, that's Bo, because he's that damn good. Like, all the voice actors were on He-Man. I love the look. I love the pirate idea and the archetype of, like Nathan said, the kind of anti-hero. Like, he's not a bad guy, but he's kind of serving evil.
Certainly not a good guy.
Not a good guy either, but I like that they hammer that in, that he is stolen from these little guys, these elves, and is doing all for profit for the Horde. It's like, I don't give a shit about the Horde. They pay me. Like, I like that mentality. Taking time to set up this character, which was so good. Probably Larry DiTillio's part, because he wrote the teleplay for this episode. But he was so brilliantly written. And I like setting up the scenes, too, like, because obviously where the new series fucked up. Playing up, like, the rivalry between She-Ra and Catra. Like, Catra's got the hots for Seahawk, and She-Ra, has got to think for him. Like, man, he's such an alpha dude. Like, both these babes, like, they want him. Like, they want him bad. And, like, this is makes this character great. And that's what I liked as a kid, too. Like, I thought Catra's like a bitch. I don't like her. You need to be with She-Ra. So I bought into that. I was all excited about that. And Grizzlor's featured as, like, the prominent henchman. That was another big winner for me too, and I thought he had
how
cool
she was going to double cross him. I kind of like that. Remember, she was like,
"Yeah."
Was like,
I'm like, "Man, you can't do that to Grizzlor. Grizzlor's my favorite Horde. You can't do that to me, bitch." And
exactly.
but Catra is so well written in this one and Return to Seahawk. Like Melinda Brett, like she doesn't get enough credit for her Catra, and I know Joe has had his issue with Catra, and I get his problems with her.
And I'll say it because it's funny. You just said that. I'm going to say it again. I think that maybe if the show had a little more room to be a little more serious, maybe that cat form could have did nothing, because I was so pissed as a kid. I loved when she transformed. I was like, she looks so fucking wicked. Damn, what's she gonna do? I wasn't expecting her to rip somebody's fucking throat out, but do something. And god damn it, if in every episode when she turns into that goddamn panther form, nothing. She couldn't accomplish nothing. And in the Seahawk and the Return of Seahawk, it's just she's always getting the short end of the stick. You know, boom, a horde trooper's helmet on her face. The other one spinning, flipping here. It's like I was so pissed that she couldn't do more. But I mean, I understand why. Yeah, they can't make that be too.
But everybody fell victim to that, unfortunately. Grizzlor, Montana, Leech. I mean, hell, Dialog is coming off like a big klutz in Shades of Orko.
Well,
like everybody suffers from this, though.
They do. But I mean, with her, it's like it's a transformation. So when you're expecting this transformation, not to put it on the level of Adora to She-Ra and Adam to He-Man, but it's like, oh fuck, she just went from her to this badass fucking panther, and then nothing. You know, you're expecting a payoff for that transformation. So you're right. Yeah. So I mean, it's a
but I do like how she's written. I like her. I like the two girls kind of fighting over the same man, inadvertently. It's not like they're aware of it, but I like the Catra, like, thinks she's hot shit. She's confident, but then pissed off that Seahawks pretty much said,
yeah,
I don't want your crab ass. Like, I'm not touching that.
She's a great character, though. Really, you're really well written. Yeah, no doubt about that.
I just like she's got great dialogue, very, very sinister dialogue in it, and same thing with Return to the Seahawk, which is pretty much the same episode all over again, just slightly different. But it's still really, really good. But I think it was so cool, like when the internet comes along and you realize like what one-shot or original characters resonated with fans, and Seahawk was one of them. And definitely my first original character on She-Ra that I was like, that guy's awesome. Like I didn't have to have a figure of him to think like I'm into that character. Like I'm into this character hook, line, and sinker. Like period. And I would rent
went
that
and bought
tape.
The classics right after.
I was wondering if you had bought it already. So you hadn't bought it yet,
no,
right? Okay.
No, I hadn't bought it yet, and then I watched it, and I was like, all right, well, here's another one-shot character, more or less, that I have to go spend money
Nathan,
on.
did you get them cheap, or did you get them at the dollar or big lots for $10? Because remember, he hit there for $10. Oh, okay.
No, but I did get him for cheap because he's not that expensive. Compared to a lot of the other
you can
ones.
blame a lot of casual fans who gave up on Classic because they don't know who characters were that were being released at that time because they're just dipshits jumping on the bandwagon like, I don't know what that is. You do that with Star Wars and Transformers and G.I. Joe and Turtles. I don't know what it is.
And isn't that sad? Because think about that. Because we didn't get Seahawk back in the day. We didn't get Adora back in the day. So you would assume that they would hold value still now like crazy for classics. And it's sad that the Princess of Power figures and the New Adventures ones for classics are almost all dirt cheap on eBay still. But when you look for any of the
good for anyone jumping into.
Yeah, but it sucks. It's just for me. I'm thinking, damn, these are the fans that have been wanting them for years, and now they're there, and it's like, God. So maybe a lot of people didn't give a fuck except the hardcore fans, which is sad.
I blame a lot of the He-Man fan community is not as rabid as other fan bases, which is unfortunate because they're acting like like they've lost their damn minds over Origins. But where was all this eagerness? Like, are you just eager to buy He-Man Skeletor all over again? Like, as vast as these characters are, like, if they decide to release, Fangman in Origins, or people are going to be like, I don't know who that guy is. I ain't buying that shit.
You should do an entire show in that voice.
I guess it's no way of demeaning like the casual fans who don't know anything and act like they know everything and like to attack people for, the same self-righteous assholes that like to sit there and say, hey, Joe, maybe it's still your idea, Joe. Man, you just gotta get over it, man. It's just I can't stand.
Is that
Gomer
Pyle that you're doing? Is that like a Gomer Pyle figure?
No, I'm trying to sound like what a typical jerk off would sound like who's the casual fan. Not all casual fans, mind you. Because I know everyone's not going to be into getting into everything, but the people that you know who I'm talking. I don't have to explain. If you listen to this podcast, you know who we're talking about.
It's the people that act like they know it all when they don't.
And they're like the guy that called at me and Joe for saying Faker's not a robot; he's a clone. Okay, you got me there, bud. I can't fucking read the card art here that says it.
Boy, you remember that, don't you? That's weird.
Oh, I will never forget it because it's not too often I get called out. You know, most of the time people are calling out Joe because I keep myself checked out of social media. Like I don't look at, or I'll look at sometimes like, man, look at these jerk offs like all bitching and complaining about this stuff. Man, I ain't participating in this. Do something. Go give these guys shit, will you? Or I call on Lio Convoy to jump in there or something like that. But I don't.
Grim 2 was already deep in it. He's already been fighting already before you even saw it.
Okay, cool. So, but I just but yeah, when that guy posted that, I'm like, I'm not going to ignore this guy. And all I had to do was show him the card art, and he shut up. Like, and it was one of those moments like I took time to shut someone down because they really were being clueless, and it was nice, but I don't have tolerance or patience to argue with people on social media. So that's why I'm glad, Joe's willing to do it. Deucen's willing to do it. Thomas is willing to do it. A few other people too.
I'm not gonna fucking do it.
Nathan checks out. He just kind of likes sit back and like, this is funny. He's like Jim Carrey in Batman Forever eating popcorn while Tommy Lee Jones is threatening to kill everybody. He's sitting there laughing hysterically while eating popcorn. That's what he's doing.
I was talking to Emily about this. I was like, if more people on this planet just realized how the vast majority of the shit in their day-to-day life, like just how pointless it is and how little it matters in the grand scheme of anything, you wouldn't waste your energy to go and argue with anonymous people.
But then you get to whereas I don't give a shit about politics or any of that stuff, but I'm passionate about this stuff. I would much rather argue with any asshole any day of the week over this stuff than the shit that people are just willing to be all in your face about,
Now that bastard at KB Toys that wanted to try to correct me on Ultimate Warrior's finish, which I think Joe was like, well, actually, yeah, he did use that as it doesn't matter. The finish was the splash, not the Gorilla Press. The Gorilla Press was the setup for the splash.
But I had some asshole in Toys R Us correct me when I was a kid, or try to correct me when I was in the Toys R Us in Richmond looking for Snake Eyes when he was part of the Ninja Force. And my mom was helping me. I said, I'm looking for Snake Eyes. He's in this lineup here, and he's part of the Ninja Force. Some older guy, probably a high school kid, looks right over at me, standing next to me, looking at G.I. Joe's. Snake Eyes is not in the Ninja Force. And me and my mom just look at each other, and then him were like, and then I found Snake Eyes in Ninja Force. Like, where the hell's that son of a bitch? In that exact same store.
Look at this, you dumb bastard.
God, I've never forgotten to this day. People are so quick to jump the gun, like they fucking know everything about all these toy lines and mythology and cartoons. I can't stand it.
I had a couple of them people. The one, speaking of the Ultimate Warrior, was the whole thing about, did you know the real Ultimate Warrior died? I was like, no, there was not another Ultimate Warrior. That was the craziest one through school.
He just got off the juice and cut his hair a little bit.
It wouldn't stop, and I had to keep putting these guys in check, but they kept saying, no, but he really died. And then, what was the other fucking thing that I think really used to annoy me? I think it was something about video games. Oh, that was it. There was the people, I told you this before, that were convinced that if they got a 32X and hooked it up to their Genesis and Sega CD, it turned it into a Sega Saturn. And I would non-stop. Yeah, I kept.
What kind of dumb fucks are saying that, man?
This was back
Holy
in the
shit.
Day. I worked at Software Etc. And I worked there because, I was the video game expert. All the other fuckers knew about the computers. Well, of course, the manager there, she would always, tell me, Joe, you got to say this. Joe, be careful not to say this. And there was this customer that came in one time and was trying to school me about video games and saying, well, I'm not going to buy the Sega Saturn. I was like, why aren't you going to buy the Saturn? They said, well, because I'm just going to get the 32X that comes out in a week. That thing's going to be half the price, and I'm going to put it onto my Sega Genesis and the Sega CD. It'll turn into a Saturn. I was like, where did you hear that from? He said, it becomes 32-bit. I was like, no, this is a different thing. There's going to have slight upgrades for some games that are specific. I was like, but this 32X is not going to turn it into a Sega Saturn. You will not be able to play those games into the Sega CD part where they have to say, oh, yes, you will. You're wrong. I was like, actually, you're wrong. I know about this stuff. He was like, well, I'm leaving this store. And he left. And my manager got mad at me. Why did you tell him that? I was like, tell him what? They were like, well, doesn't it turn it into it? I was like, no, Dana, it doesn't. And I had to tell her about it. She was like, well, you can't talk to customers like that. I was like, but he's wrong. I was like, this guy's going to come in here and tell me. I was like, I'm trying to tell him. I was like, if he left, who cares? He's not a real customer. So I remember
You're
arguing.
fired, and then
And that day, that's when Joe decided to hide his face from the world.
See,
Start eating out of the dumpster.
Deserve to look at me. I'm gonna cover.
He goes
my
out
face.
back and I can't go back in there. And he's like, oh, I'm really hungry. Oh, look at that open dumpster right there.
Actually, it's a whole different way.
It's just like his superhero persona was originated that day.
That's right.
Yeah,
It's like I said,
it's like
they don't get the pleasure of looking at this face anymore. It's like, fuck these people. But really, that's why they kept me there, is because I would give honest opinions. She did the same thing when it was about video games for Super Nintendo, where I told you, there was this lady with her daughter that came in looking for a role-playing game. And I think there was The Legend of Gaia and The Seventh Saga for Super Nintendo.
It's Gaia. It's Gaia.
Gaia, Gaia, Flaya, Flya, whatever. But anyways, so I'm still going to say Gaia. The Legend of Gaia. I'll say Gaia to help you out. Okay, so Legend of Gaia and the Seventh Saga. And Seventh Saga was $79. Legend of Gaia was $59. And the lady was looking at the Seventh Saga saying, we love role-playing games. Is this a good one here, or should I get this? And she was pointing at the Legend of Gaia. I was like, actually, you should get Legend of Gaia. And she said, why? And I went through the whole explanation about how much better it is, the story, and everything about it. Even though Seventh Saga was more money, this is why. She bought it and left, and my manager got mad. She was like, why did you sell her that and not the Seventh Saga? I said, because the Seventh Saga sucks. And she said, but that's $20 more. I said, Dana, what I just did is got you probably another customer that's going to keep coming. I said, if I would have said the Seventh Saga was good, she took it home and it sucked, she would have brought it back and said, this game isn't good, here, can I get my money back? She would have never trusted my opinion and came back to the store. I said, guaranteed she's going to come back. And sure as shit, that woman came back a week later. She loved the game. She's like, what else can you recommend? Bam, you have a customer by being honest. Who gives a fuck that other was $20 more? I would have lost a customer. I gained one. So they liked the way I talked, because I would actually get people to come back.
And that's how the origin of how he picks up all the girls at Hot Topic started too. When that customer comes back, and you're like, "Oh, hey," and you notice that it's him, are you shooting Dana like evil eyes?
Not evil
eyes. I'm right.
Well, she sees it, and I never would say, "See, I told you so," but she knew it then, and then she knew to trust my opinion.
Can we get Dana on the show?
God, I wouldn't even know where she's at. That was a while ago. But just somebody who has to be bitter and doesn't like when somebody's trying to help.
Does she have a mustache?
No, she doesn't have a mustache. But I was always doing that. Real honest opinions, and that's the same thing. It comes to the show. It's like, I think that's why it's the same thing what all of us do. Give our honest opinions. If something's good, we say it. If it sucks, we'll say that too. Would you want us to say everything is great, even if there's something that's kind of shitty? It's like, you're not getting our real opinions in. It's not genuine. And then we're like, hey, they like everything, so it must be good. It's like,
that whole mentality too of like, I guess the one thing that people will call us out is that they think we're negative all the time. And calmly, I'm going to say this, like, we gain nothing from dogging stuff. Like, our podcast is small potatoes. We don't see any kind of financial
gain,
nothing. We gain nothing by saying something sucks. Like, we don't, our reputation isn't boosted. We don't get more likes, so we don't get more of anything by constantly, from your opinion, saying everything sucks. If things were good, then we would say they're great. But unfortunately, we don't have a lot of intelligent people making modern decisions, that are in quality. So when they do something that's really good, man, I can't wait to say something's good. But
yeah,
it's Nathan gets nothing out of it. Joe doesn't get nothing out. I don't get anything out of it. And I'm sure Deucen doesn't either. But he probably enjoys being the asshole more than any of us, right, Deucen?
He is a dick. He is a dick. He really is.
He's a piece of shit.
That's what we said last week. Yeah.
We still got to get like that sound with him calling Joe a caveman. It sounded so elegant, but also negative at the same time. Like, what an asshole! That's such an insult.
I just need to get Deucen on a call again, just me and him,
and just do a bunch of like lines we need,
and just hit recording and be like, "All right, now say this." Yeah. He's a piece of shit. Oh, that's perfect. Cut. All right. And then
say, you're a caveman. It's like, yeah, cut. I love it. Get him to say, Johnny Cock in his accent too. That'd be awesome. Or just like, God, there's so many other things we can get him to say. Then we just like hit that sound effect every time we have a conversation, and Nathan just works it right into the podcast. Like,
yeah, I need to figure that out too, of having it to where I can play sounds, but also to where the both of you can hear it too, not just the people at home.
I'd be fine
if people can hear it.
I was gonna say next week I'll be sporting a shirt from Dollar Tree because this week they're gonna have a sale. $1 shirts they're gonna have their T-shirts.
How does Dollar Tree have sales?
Well, I mean, I guess a new thing.
They have hot items of the week.
That's it. That's how I meant.
Hot items of the week that they put in the front of the store.
Yeah, they will get different things. So they're going to have the T-shirts coming up this week. It'll be $1. And you know what? You want to see how cheap I am? I figured I'd give it a shot.
We know how cheap you are, Joe.
Well, they have SpaghettiO and meatballs over at Dollar Tree, which I love getting. And they're only $1.
You buy canned food from Dollar Tree?
Well, here's the thing. I'd love to have a whole
SpaghettiO.
I know, but still, I imagine it's probably like dated from like 2008 or something like that.
No, it's good.
Fresh. It's fresh. No, it's still fresh. And those meatballs are delicious. But the thing is, the can had a little dent. And as you know, you go to stores, if they're dented, usually get some money off. And when I was like...
So you're like the little kid in Big Daddy where you're throwing the cans down.
Microsoft
dropped 20 points.
I happened to grab a can of SpaghettiOs that had a dent. When I went up there, I was like, I'm your favorite customer. I was like, can I get this half off? She's like, well, it does have a dent.
So I got the whole sympathy gimmick with the Dollar Tree clerk, too?
Well, they
tell her you were cold?
Did
you tell her about your car? Did you tell her about the rope thing?
No, I didn't, but I got 50 cents off, so I got it for 50 cents.
You tell you haven't had a haircut in forever because you can't afford it? It's used like kids' play scissors to try and cut your hair, and it just won't work, and you keep holding it onto your head like, oh, God.
I'm going to get it cut this week, I promise. I say that every week.
You said that last week.
Okay.
You said you were going to send me the Power and Honor book last week.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Joe.
You said you're going to put the T-shirt design up last week. So much shit. You talk all this shit, Joe. You're just out here at all these places getting shit for cheap because you want everybody to feel sorry for you because you're cold and your car don't work.
Well, hey, I didn't know if I told you I got my door fixed. So the one place was like $280.
I imagine. Did you go there and give that guy a sympathy story too? You know, I can't imagine what you told him.
Well, the thing is, it's how you say it. When I went to
constipated?
No, I didn't go with him. The quote saying, "Hey, I went to another guy and they said $280."
Stock
like,
them up.
You never go with the high price because the one place said $280. So,
that's why you get the meat. That's why you get the meatballs because they'll make you constipated, and then you can go tell your sob story to the mechanic and get $75 off your bill.
I can't shit, man.
When I went to him, I said I went to one place. They quoted me $280. I said you're local around here. I said. So when I told him when I came to this guy, instead of $280, I said they quoted $180. He gave me $100.
And then Joe just shits his pants. He's like, oh yeah, but it's free, man.
He's like, oh. It runs down his leg, and Joe just shakes his leg out, and I'm like, well, I'm going home.
It comes out the hole in his shoe where it's missing in the front. It just
it's like
oozes
soft
out.
serve ice cream just scrunches.
The guy just gives it to me for free. Then he's like, "Fucking here,
just get the hell out of here."
Right.
Sorry, Joe. I kind of interrupt you as you're telling your story. Continue.
No, like I said, the original guy quoted $280. So when I went to this other guy, I told him that the guy quoted $180, and I said I'd rather support somebody locally. He said, "Well, I'll do it for $100." So he did it for $100. So instead of $280, I got it all done for $100. So it's good. Just how you say it.
Is that with inflation? Is that in a motto money where that's like $10?
That's not like sympathy though. That's you haggling. That's you playing the
haggle.
company.
Yeah, and that's how you haggle. If you could just say it a certain way, like I said, just never go to the place saying the same price of what somebody else said. You always take it down, and then that place usually will take it down more. So, yeah, you always got to work.
See, Joe would be the guy that hangs out at the back of Happy's Flea Market with all the degenerates, selling like this is part of a lawnmower. I want $20 for it. Just like random shit.
Speaking of Happies, I don't know if you saw this, but they're gonna with the outside part, how they used to have that, they're gonna build new things out there, so it'll be like vendor spaces but outside.
Oh man!
Which I think it would sort of be like storage. It would look sort of like storage buildings, like side by side like that. But inside, I guess it would be like vendor spaces. So I was like, that's cool.
Well, Joe, you gotta come visit us here in Roanoke, in Virginia, dude.
I was gonna say,
down to Roanoke. Yeah, and go to Happy's. Well, that Happy's, when it was open with the building, it was like still living in the 80s. That's the kind of place I could see Joe hanging out. Like when we go there,
it smelled like the 80s too.
It smelled like an 80s basement. Joe would be at the food court in there, like eating food all the time. And
oh yeah, they had shitloads of food there, but I would never eat it.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna tell you about the food court. Let me tell you about the food court. But first, let me say to the people in the chat room, you have any questions for the comics?
Well, yeah, we do have to kind of bring this back around to the Seahawk.
Could you imagine it? Like, oh, here, this is the timestamp. We started talking at Seahawk like an hour in. It went for 7 minutes.
Joe's
for 40 minutes,
spaghetti.
40 minutes later, we're back to Seahawk.
Dude, can we get a picture of like Joe with like holy sweatpants, putting one hand on his ass, trying to keep it from coming out? And, he's just kind of like in panic mode. And he like sweat's going down his mask because he can't shit.
He's got a can of SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, a can of spaghetti and like the spaghetti sauce like on the mouth of the mask and everything. Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Well,
make it happen.
Maybe we should kind of apologize to everybody this week because I mean we've had our topic, but we're kind of just all over the place.
Well, I guess we have to blame Joe because we worked in a knee-deep discussion on Seahawks. Just like, hey, fuck that. Let me tell you about what I ate last week.
I don't even know how it happened.
I don't even know how we did it either.
But it's fun.
Well,
I
ask the chat room. People in the chat room. We can't help how people feel after the fact. But people in the chat room. Did you enjoy? It was short, obviously, but did you enjoy our whole discussion tonight, from Joe's constipation to the Seahawk, to KB employees not knowing jack shit about wrestling? Did you guys enjoy everything? And to the chat room.
Yeah, we pretty much. We did do almost all the discussing of the Seahawk. We did say it. And it was
we did. I think he's obviously one of the most, if not most, memorable original characters of the series. General Thunder is up there as well, but I would probably pick because I didn't like General Thunder as a kid. I thought it was kind of boring. I thought Unexpected Alley was a boring episode as a kid. I didn't appreciate it until I was an adult, but Seahawk I loved since childhood. So I would probably put Seahawk up there as my favorite, and then General Thunder is number 2 in terms of like original characters that were reoccurring characters on the series.
And Seahawk did have that quote of broil me in butter and call me a flounder, which I'd never heard in my life.
We need that on a t-shirt, Joe. Or make up a graphic there and send it to Joe. We'll make it as a t-shirt with like Seahawk.
I promise.
Winking or something like that.
I'll be getting things up, I promise. So, like I said, again, chat, you hit us with any questions you want from anything cartoon or anything else. But I did want to say, while you're popping up your questions, you guys can honestly say it's not just me, but you remember going around the malls and you'd get your free samples, and then you could go back again and do another round to get the free samples. When they'd hold those.
What are you talking about?
Well, you're talking about free food at that Happy's or whatever the mall does that.
No, there was no free food. We didn't. No. We were talking. It was like a food court. It was like a very like rundown.
It's a dirt mall.
Yeah,
it's a dirt mall.
Yeah.
Oh, and they sold. I'm thinking about free food at the mall. They always give samples. They stand out like they have a whole food court, and in front you got the Chinese and there's Italian.
We never got any free food at our mall.
Oh, we do. They always give samples. So you get like samples of.
I don't think those were free. I think Joe's just walking up. You got anything?
Or they're just like what you see that guy like just give it to him. Don't question it. Just.
It's got like flyers.
Yeah.
Behind the register. If you see this man, just give him what he wants.
Yeah, if you ask him, he'll shit in his hat, just, if he can.
They give him samples with toothpicks.
He's still trying to tell his story.
He can't do it no more.
He's just mumbling now.
That's how he gets the free stuff.
He's like, McDonald's.
McDonald's.
I feel like he's got snot running down his nose. He's laughing so hard.
He probably does. He's gonna have to make a new mask.
He's got like slime pit, like ooze coming out of his nostrils there.
Stuck to my head.
I do know that mall food courts would have free samples of stuff. Ours didn't do it, but I know that there were malls that did do that.
Maybe a Chick-fil-A or something if you were lucky enough to have a Chick-fil-A in your mall back then.
Yeah, so I'd make a couple rounds. That's all I was trying to say. I'd fill up, and so you wouldn't have to get lunch because you could get your samples and fill up. It was like a lunch.
You must eat like a bird. I can't imagine they gave you a big sample.
Well,
he went to all of them.
Yeah,
that makes
you would have like
that makes a
20
full meal.
things in this food court, and they would give you nice samples. Sometimes is General Tso's chicken. It's a nice chunk of chicken. Same thing when you go to the Japanese place that has a chunk of chicken or a chunk of steak, and then you'd have the Mexican restaurant, the Italian restaurant. They would just
and then you chunk in your pants afterwards when it was all done.
It's some good shit.
Yeah, I don't think that
pun
would be a
intended.
good idea. Yeah, mixing different countries like that with your food.
That's why when Joe would say good shit, he meant like he had a good shit after eating all of that.
I mean, there is something satisfying about taking a good dump.
No man, like when you feel like you're gonna fall over, like because you're like, like it'd be nice if you had like a nice big fluffy mattress next to the toilet and you just fall off the toilet and just go to sleep. Yeah, it's that euphoria of like, oh, that was massive. And you're sweating.
I've never used a toilet in public to shit. I've never done that. I've never wanted to sit on it.
Really?
You never gone to a public restroom to take a shit?
Just to pee. I've never pooped ever. It's like, oh my god, I've never.
You never even had.
What kind of man are you?
Like, never had an emergency.
Nope.
Like I've had driving down the interstate, and I have to look back at Tyler and be like, I gotta stop somewhere.
Believe it or not,
I don't enjoy it. It's not like I want to do it, but if it's that bad, I have to.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be miserable. I'm gonna go find unless Nathan's gone there and pissed all over the toilet seat because he's pissed off the Burger King service. Like I'm not gonna use that toilet. But
before we get into questions from
people are wondering what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, the Burger King thing.
Yeah, Nathan did piss all over the bathroom.
Yeah, I pissed everywhere.
What?
Because they pissed me off. I'll tell that story after we do this really quick. I feel like I've told it before, but it probably won't be on retro, so nobody heard it.
Yeah.
Before we get to questions from the chat, and I tell that story, going back to the Seahawk, out of 10, because we always give a rating, what would you get it?
I'll give it a 10 because I really enjoyed it. I
give it a 10 too. I love that character so much. I love his lightsaber sword, and I love Catra's awesome in it. And it's a wonderfully written episode. Great dialogue. Nothing that makes you roll your eyes at or anything like that. And I like his ship. I mean, everything's great in this episode. There's not a flaw in the episode. Like, if you don't like it, then you're an asshole.
There's really not. And when I said before that it was just straightforward and to the point, it really is.
Yeah.
You're introduced to this character. He does have a good heart to him. He's working for Hordak. He doesn't give a shit. He's a free man. He can do what he wants to do, but then he has that change of heart. It
does take into fact that, because the door is hot, like, hey, anybody can make you change your mind if you got a hot face looking at you. I mean, come on, we're guys.
Everybody has a price.
Yeah. And as long, if you're so hot in the face, I'll do whatever you want. Sure, I'll jump sides, whatever.
All right, Piss Boy, tell us your story.
Well, my rating for that episode would be a 10 out of 10 as well.
You hear that, people?
To mention,
it's a perfect
and I wanted
episode.
to mention that in the book, I know James didn't have reviews for the She-Ra episodes in the book, so whoever did it, gave it an 8. They gave it an 8 out of 10. So
that's still a good rating.
I think it's favorable all around for everybody. I can't imagine anyone that would dislike the episode. I couldn't imagine what reason they would have for it to even dislike it.
Someone who just thinks it's better than everybody else and is smart and really doesn't know anything about it. The kind of person that will argue with Deuce. That's the kind of person who wouldn't like Seahawk.
Yeah. So my Burger King story. This was before we went and saw Alien vs. Predator, right?
Which was kind of foreshadowing what that night was going to be like.
Yeah, so we stopped at the Burger King before the movie, and I placed my order first. Was Josh with us? It was you and Josh, right?
And my brother.
And your brother. Yeah. So I placed my order first. These three guys order after me. I'm like, all right on. We're standing there, and Chunk gets his food. That's the nickname for Tyler's brother's Chunk, like Goonies.
Yeah.
He gets his food, I'm like, all right, cool. And I didn't even order that much stuff. I think I just ordered an original chicken sandwich and something else. I don't think it was a burger. It may have just been some of the nuggets or something. Tyler gets his food. Josh gets his food. I still haven't got my food. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, at Burger King and behind, when they're done with it, they put the food and it slides down that little ramp, right? So, what was it? Maybe it was the nuggets. They're in the little baggie, and one of them fell out, and the guy that was running the register went and grabbed it and touched it. I was like,
I thought that was
just
the one in Christiansburg. I think you're
was
getting.
it?
I think that's what that.
I'm getting. I've had a bad history with Burger King.
This isn't the first Burger King incident.
Okay.
I think maybe what it was just me, like the food being late.
They essentially just lost your whole damn order, and the girl like told you like we don't know what happened because we're all sitting in the back
you guys
eating our food, and
I've
Nathan's
almost
still
finished
standing
eating.
Up. Yeah, we're almost done. Nathan's. I mean, you could tell he's a time bomb waiting to go off. Just you don't have to. He didn't have to say anything. I could see it on his face all the way at the table. And he still hadn't gotten his food yet. And he goes and the girl was just, I don't know. The girl that took his order didn't know where his order was at. And I think we were essentially, Nathan did get his food, but I'm trying to remember at what point in the story, though. Oh, when we were done, he was mad. And when Nathan's mad, he doesn't talk to you. He doesn't acknowledge you. You don't exist to him. Even if you're there as his friend, you don't exist to him.
Nobody does.
I've had plenty of times where like we're hanging out or I show up, Nathan's so mad he won't acknowledge my existence. I didn't do anything, but he's so mad, like, you know.
It's something else.
Oh, I mean, I first thing that comes to mind is we get too far off, but anyway, he was so pissed off. I can't remember if he even finished his meal when he finally got it. So he got up. He said he had to go to the bathroom.
I don't think I did because I think it was like cold.
You may
I don't
not
even think it was
have,
fresh when I got it. I there was some indiscrepancy there that has gone because I remember more of the other Burger King story.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was like, I gotta piss, and it was one of those bathrooms where it's not a stall and a couple urinals. It's just there's one toilet.
Yeah.
In the center there, you lock the door. And I was like, all right, right on. So I just whip it out and start pissing, and I just spin in a circle. I'm just like peeing on everything.
And he came back, and I had gone to the bathroom before he did all that. And when he came back, he's like, yeah, I went and pissed all over the bathroom. What?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so we just thought about, like, that same girl that took his order may have had to go in the bathroom that night and clean up Nathan's piss, you know. But we were, you know, but it's not like, you know, we got away with it because we went and saw one of the worst damn movies that's ever been made after that shitty meal. And
then the other Burger King story is the one I think that sticks out more. That's the infamous burger. This is the one that Tyler tells everybody about.
Yeah.
Is the food was coming down and something had opened up. I think it had like my nuggets or something in it, and the shit fell out. The dude that was taking the orders went and grabbed it with his bare hands. And I'm like, he's handled all this money and everything, and now he's touching my food. And then there's a guy that came up with the milkshake. It was like, yeah, he was like, I ordered a chocolate milkshake. I think he had like vanilla or something. There was a milkshake sitting at the end of the counter, and the dude went and grabbed that and tried to hand it to him after. And he's like, no, it's been sitting there for like 20 minutes. So I got that, sat down, I bit into my burger, and it just sucked. It was like cold. I don't even know if it was cooked all the way. And Tyler's like sitting there, and he's like, oh man, dinner's really good, man. I really enjoyed that, bud. What'd you think? And I'm just sitting there like zoned out, pissed off. I'm like, let's go. And then he dumps his food. I got the burger in my hand. And he's like, why do you still have your burger? I was like, you'll see. We walk outside, and I take it and I throw it against the door window partition.
Where the kid's ball pit's at. That's where Nathan threw it.
Yeah, and it smacks. Like, you just hear this doof.
Yeah, the window, like, boom. It was because it was so quiet. This was like at 8 o'clock at night. There's no one else around. And
yeah, and then the dude just like hears it and like looks, and I'm just like, give him the fingers, and then I'll walk away.
Oh shit!
And there's also the Wendy's taco salad incident too, where.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's get all these stories out of the way. I feel like we may have not have told.
Well, I
may have not have told all these.
If you dig back, I'm sure Brad Collins could probably figure out which episode. But you know, Joe forgets a lot of stuff, and I'm sure people who are new to this, stuff. You know.
My girlfriend at the time went in and ordered a salad, got the wrong salad, and she's like a lot of people when your order's wrong. They don't want to go up there and be like, hey, because they don't want to cause a stink. And I was like, give it to me. So I go up there and I was like, hey, this is the wrong salad. This is the one that she asked for. And the girl behind the counter is like, no, you're wrong. And I was like,
wow.
I was there. I know what she ordered. This has chili on it. She ordered a salad that didn't have chili on it. Well, that's what she ordered. I was like, okay. I go back to my girlfriend at the time. I was like, all right, let's go. Still had the salad in my hand, much like the story before. What are you doing? And you know how in Wendy's, with the older ones, it was 2 sets of doors. So you would walk through one set. There would be like the little
Well, it's
area
like
in
a mini
between.
lobby, like the
Yeah,
window lobby that you want. Yeah.
yeah. And then you'd have the other door, and you're actually in the restaurant. So I go through that one door, that little mini lobby, just take the salad with the chili on it, just turn it upside down and slam it on the ground. And then I leave. And I'm like, good luck cleaning that shit up.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh my
well,
god.
you do what you got to do. So like,
Imagine Joe probably's like, "That's free food, man."
oh yeah, yeah. You can see Joe running in behind, like, oh
What is
no,
food on the ground?
what a
Plastic
travesty.
food. Look at this guy eating off the ground.
It can't go to waste.
And they look at Joe like, "It's okay, I'm constipated. It ain't coming out anyway."
I'm
Well-
that homeless guy that's excited to see when Nathan's coming. Like, oh, this is the guy that throws food away. I fucking-
Yeah, he probably he would piss me off before I even got in there just to set the mood.
Oh
So
my
he can
god.
hopefully attend. But the people at the counter, the other workers that were there, I guess they had family or other friends that were there, and they were all just standing there and talking and not taking anybody's orders either. So it was just a complete
Yeah.
lack of respect to anybody in the establishment at all. And I know that, working in fast food's not the most desirable thing, but at least have some sort of
You
like,
are being
decency.
paid for this
Yeah.
job, so.
Yeah, like if you don't want to do this, go find you something else that's not in that industry. But yeah, I haven't had an incident like that in a while. I think that may have been the last thing. I think.
Well, hopefully
I don't know
more
if
stories
I
will
get
come
mad
out
if I get
someday.
mad enough, I do stupid shit like
Well, you
really
guys need to go
stupid
see
shit.
a movie together or something. Go out and hopefully another incident will happen. Maybe that energy is created when you guys are together.
I don't want to recreate Meg where we think it's over.
No.
Nathan's out there antagonizing the bastard, and then I got to go deal with it when he's sitting in the car. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? It's like Tyler's the one that's gonna have to fight. What the fuck's going on? And it's Nathan starting all this shit.
But there have been like several incidents where me and him have been out in public, like the Best Buy DirecTV salesman, like yeah, and Nathan pretty much threw me under the bus on that one, and there's a whole slew of like the guy taking shit in the bathroom. We all like run on the bathroom because the guy's like,
Oh yeah.
we couldn't even use the bathroom. Like Josh ran out of the bathroom laughing because the guy was taking such an epic shit. It was very loud and vocal
he
about
had
it.
SpaghettiOs too.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things,
Weird stories.
Yeah,
like that.
because Nathan's the vocal one. He's the one. If you're gonna be ugly or rude, Nathan's gonna be that, and I'm just there to laugh.
Yeah, yeah. It's at a point. Like I'm fine for a while, but if you push me past that point, then I'm gonna call you out on your shit in front of everybody and make you look like an asshole.
Has to be.
I
You know what-
because
that's
I don't.
funny.
I honestly, I don't care what people think of me, or if I go and act out in public, and people are like, "Oh my god," and I'll be like, "What? Fuck you! I don't care."
It's funny you mentioned that about food though, because I always bring that up. How you just talked about that food story. It's not how she wanted it. And then, of course, you want it to be how you like it. If there's something different, that's how when we talk about figures, when we say, all right, if there's something we're expecting from a figure and they deliver a shit, are we just supposed to accept it? It's just like when you go out to eat.
Oh,
If
yes,
I
we
say-
are, according to some of these assholes that like to attack
and that's what
everybody
they
for
don't
having
get.
difference of opinion.
And that's what I mean. There are the people, like Nathan just said, like the girl he went out with back in the day, just accepted it. If I go out and I'm going to get, let's say, a steak, and I wanted it medium rare, and they gave me well done, do you think I'm just going to sit there and fucking take that? Oh, okay, it's a steak, but, oh, yeah, it's well done, but just take it. It's like, no,
Well,
I'm not like this.
But at the same time, like when you do have to be like, "Hey, this is incorrect," be nice about it.
Yeah.
It would have been completely cool.
But
She would have been like, "Oh yeah,
right.
I'll fix
Be
that
nice
for you, no
about it,
problem."
but- yeah, right. Be nice about it, but it just shows. Don't settle. It's just like I said, collecting figures and eating food. All this stuff goes hand in hand. If there's something you like and it's always a certain way, and then they change it up, of course you have every right to speak up. Yeah, sometimes you don't have to be dicks about it, but then they don't have to be dicks back to you because you don't like it. So that's how I compare to shit. But we do have a question from Papa Hud 69, and he's asking me and Tyler, And Nathan. Sorry, Nathan.
Oh yeah, I was about to say no.
Yeah.
That's fine, Papa.
No, I
I'm
mean,
not here.
well, you know, because, well, I didn't mean it like that. I always sound like a dick, like I'm dismissing Nathan. Nathan, I don't mean it like that. It's just, well,
We're just a bag of dicks on this podcast tonight.
Well, you'll hear what I mean with the question. I swear I did not mean to do that, Nathan.
Uh-huh.
You know that. His
Uh-huh.
question was,
dicks.
what do you...
That's the only inside joke only Nathan's gonna get.
He said, what do you think was the purpose of the Three Towers and the Powers of Grayskull mini comics? Like what? And for me, obviously, it was, well, the toy was probably the thing that they had in mind, and they figured, how can we write good stories about it? So yeah, they put stories, and it's cool. But the toy was the main first thing. Is probably just, you know, then make a good story and say, hopefully people are going to buy the shit out of it. And of course, you know, you're having, you know, the ultimate battleground inside the goddamn Eternia playset, anyways. But yeah, it's basically a way of making people want to get that fucking playset because it was big, it was epic. They know it might have been a hard sell because of the price back then, but I mean, it was definitely worth it, you know, worth the money. But I mean, they told some good stories for what it was in the comics to sell the playset. It wasn't like, I don't feel like it was a rushed story. You know, it was interesting how they, you know, introduced the Three Towers, the gimmicks of it, the powers of it, with King Great. Oh my God, I said King
No. You go
King
sit on that Scott Knightley YouTube channel. You're gonna talk that kind of shit.
King Hiss, my God, that's terrible. I can't even believe I said that. I should leave the fucking.
I don't feel bad for my
Grayskull.
McDermotts anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
first thing I've ever said.
That sounds
How the hell
intelligent.
did I say
Joe,
that?
you all right, Nightlick? That's gonna be how we're gonna introduce you next week. Show up with one of your bullshit techno vests and a Mighty Spectre figure sit next to your ass.
Did I fucking say that? That is terrible. And you can
Now
tell
we're gonna get messages from Joe
our loyal
midweek.
fan base who we've been denouncing that shitty character, and now you come out and say now. You know, all your devoted, you know, lunatic followers who don't watch the podcast, like, oh yeah, King Grayskull, he's great. Can I get a costume? Fuck you. You know.
King Hiss, not.
I love how Joe's completely like frozen up. Like we got to reboot Joe.
Yeah, I full expect to get a message from him on like Wednesday. It's like I can't believe I said that. He's just been like
Joe's like up in like a binge, like his hair's like all disheveled. He's got like alcohol next to his bed.
I'm so
He hasn't eaten in days.
I almost want to leave. I hate that I said that when I meant to say. So why did I say great? I don't know.
Dude, we're just dogpiling on your mistake. That's all, dude. We know how you are. We don't want you losing sleep and me getting a message at work tomorrow. It's like, I'm going to off myself right now. You know, just, yeah, you know.
It's a Steven Seagal thing all over again.
Yeah, this podcast is over.
That fucking pisses me off. I said that. You go ahead, Tyler. You and Nathan say something because
all right, well, I will say, like, I mean, was he asking what the story was behind the Three Towers? Is that what he wasn't asking who King Grayskull was?
Basically saying, what do you think was the purpose of the Three Towers in the Powers of Grace?
Well, so in the mythology, it was essentially like a truce, like because it was like a you know, the Viper Tower holds evil, Grayskull holds good, and the Central Tower holds both. It was, you know, it was almost like an alliance, you know, between the Snake Men and the Elders of Eternia. That's how I've always looked at it, because, you know, it's, yeah, you're thinking, why would good just have a location of evil right next to it? But I always took it as it was like an alliance that wasn't going to last. It was something that for a time they like, okay, we're going to stop fighting, no more wars. These Three Towers are a symbol of all of us coming together, you know, putting your shit aside and try to like live a collectively peaceful life. And obviously with King Hiss around, that's not going to last. And that's how I always took it. Because I had an idea for kind of playing around with that idea a while back. I wrote it down. Maybe somebody has it. Who the hell knows? But that's how I always took it. It's just it's whatever Scott Knightley's bullshit, what he wrote, which I don't want to remember. I know he wrote shit. The Ultimate Battleground. That's the name on the box, idiot. Not the big epic battle. Where like he's trying to like depict it like World War II. Like, well, we had our Ultimate Battleground. Like that doesn't even like proper English. Doesn't even sound right. God, it's just like if people are just listening to that guy like spout the gospel. Like I can't stand that. Like someone take YouTube away from that guy. You know, I don't want him infecting people who just like, oh, it's great. Can I have more from the nipple of Nightlick? You know, oh God,
More of the bitty.
Yeah, more bitty. You know, God, I can't. But that is essentially what the purpose of the three towers are. But yeah. Joe's
right,
no, I was trying to look for. Trying to look for more questions. Johnny Cockett asked, would Joe still wear his mask if he met up with Nathan and Tyler in person? Probably.
Yeah.
I would have to have one of those goddamn luchador masks, though, because I wouldn't want the risk
Oh.
of this thing popping off.
Yeah, he's afraid we won't think he's hot.
Yeah, I guess.
As if like that's the ego on Joe. You guys think I have an ego? Joe's gonna think we're trying to pick up on him if we meet him in person. Like he's gonna be wearing the mask and he wants to keep up this massage. If we see what's really nice, oh man, Joe, I ain't gonna be able to get it up with you, man. It's like the ego on him.
I would like to think that Joe would let us see his face, especially if we had to like ride together for a long period of time. I mean, there's no way he's just gonna sit there with the mask on the whole time.
You'd be surprised.
No, he probably would. And then like when he gets to eat, he goes down underneath the table to take a French fry underneath the, inside this mask, and everyone sees like this grown ass man looking down underneath the table at these two other guys, like, boy, that Joe's a pervert over there. And he's like, look, can I see these birds underneath here? What is all that?
It's not what it looks like, everybody.
Yeah, he's not looking at our birds and nests.
I think I was sitting there trying to say King Hiss and then Grayskull Tower. That's all the shit I was doing.
Oh my God!
Grayskull Tower, Viper Tower.
Thanks a lot, Papa Hut. Look what you've done now. That question you asked is Joe's head's going to go all scanners now. It's just going to blow up.
God damn. Adam Gabbert had a question, and I'll be honest, I don't know, but Adam Gabbert said, even though we knew Jay Scheimer did voice acting for Filmation, He-Man, and She-Ra, what character do you admire so much that she did? I'll be honest, I don't know the voices she did, and I'll be honest, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Well, no, she didn't do. She just kind of did like random like filler voices. Like she would be like Peasant Woman #1, or she did.
Now I feel better because I was like, I didn't remember any.
Well, she did like Queen Marlena. Well, once or twice throughout the series, also.
Oh, is that when it sounded really weird? Because I remember that episode. I was like, what the hell is wrong with their voice? No kidding.
Yeah. I mean, Linda Gary did her voice the majority of the time. So Jay would just kind of do some random fill-in voices, much like how Lou would do like fill-in voices along with prominent characters as well.
Well, I'd say my favorite would be random because I did not like when she did Queen Marlena because it was so weird. I was like, I don't like that voice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for that question, Adam. Sportimus has a question now. This is one I can't remember if him or somebody asked before. I'm going to pass it to you guys.
I think we've answered this.
Because I passed this to you guys last time, and I know it's familiar. What are your favorite comic book artists, and which would you want to draw for Masters?
Yeah, we were asked this before. Like, did he forget that he asked this, or is this something? I don't know if it was him.
I don't. It wasn't Sportimus. I think it was. It may have been Gavin the Nerd or someone that.
Well, I'll ask you guys because I don't know shit. So.
Mark Bagley's my #1. I love Jim Lee, John Byrne. Of course, everybody likes Jack Kirby. I like Gil Kane because I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I love like classic 60s, 70s, and 80s Spider-Man. I like John Romita's early work, not his shitty like later work that he did on Amazing Spider-Man, but like during the time of like when the Hobgoblin came on the scene. I like John Romita's work during that. I like Michael Turner, who's no longer with us. I could go on and on. There's a lot of like wonderful artists out there, but like comic books, like those are always. Mark Bagley is always gonna be my favorite artist. Joe Jusko, who did Marvel Masterpieces Series 1 and like the series from 2018, did like a lot of Conan covers too. Beautiful oil painting artwork that he did for Marvel Masterpieces. Like that's what really got me into collecting trading cards. Is
Boris Vallejo still alive? Could he ever do something like that?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. But I didn't know.
I think he's still around. Ken Kelly did some beautiful work too. Who did the 2000X promo poster that Val said he didn't like. Val, that poster was badass, and you know it. And I bought one from him.
I gotta show you my knives. I got some Boris Vallejo knives. They're beautiful. They're dragons, and when you open up the blade,
Joe went to the flea market and bought like knives from that guy was like.
These were back in the day when I would actually get some cool collectibles.
He's cutting a promo.
It's a whole. They would come out every couple months, and they were dragons that were like a switchblade, but they'd have flames. But then they'd have beautiful art piece he did because he did some amazing women. I could show all those. Those are fucking awesome.
Go get them.
Well, those
go get them.
No, they're downstairs. It'd take a while to bring them up, but I'll send
motherfucker, we need your help.
The hooker you got him resting in right now. We'll wait.
No, that's
We had blood last week. We'll have blood again this week.
right. That'd be my luck. Eric Amon was wondering. He said, "Is PowerCon just Val, or do they have a staff?" No, I think they have.
It's a staff. Yeah. Val is
should
just
be doing.
in charge of organizing and setting it up and getting the guests and
There's
everything.
gotta be
The venue.
Because
giving Joe free shit. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shit.
Eric Amon also asked, if I buy your airfare and hotel, who's coming with me to PowerCon this year?
Probably Nathan would. I know Tyler can't because he's got his schedule with work would be rough.
It always depends. When Val always wants to put it when Virginia Tech's going back, that's like, and he went to Tech too, so he needs to schedule a little earlier than August, then I can make it without having to worry, because the thing is, I have all summer to take vacation. It's frowned upon for me to take vacation when my initial job starts back up.
Yeah.
So that's why it's hard for me to schedule to get to PowerCon. If it was earlier, then yes, I would love to make it. Absolutely.
I'm at a point with my tenure where I'm at that I only get so many personal days to take, and then the vacation time that I have to allot that during a shutdown. Let's see, I think it's like the last week of July and first week of August.
So no
Val,
spooning? No spooning
so
with you and Eric? Nothing like that.
Val, put PowerCon at the end of July.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah.
Nathan?
Yeah, what you got going this year? Just reschedule, bump it all the way to the end of July, and then we'll go.
Joe, what are you saying about spooning with
no spooning
Eric?
with Eric Gaiman then? This ain't going down. You're not
No,
gonna go
Eric's getting me my own room. I get a penthouse suite. If Melinda Britt's going to be there, I'll share a room with her. That's right.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't know. I would have to see the timing, because it's a little bit earlier, right? In August this year.
I can't remember.
What?
I just
PowerCon is September 11th, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was in August.
Oh, I thought it was too. I'm just going by because I know sometimes it was in September.
No. You're right. It's September 11th and 12th.
Oh yeah, I definitely can't do that anyway.
I don't know. We'll see, Eric. Maybe. I don't know. I've never been on a plane before, so if that son of a bitch starts going down, you need to punch me as hard as you can.
There you go. Eric Amon just said he heard that spooning comment. I think he's down for it. So, all right. Well, I think we hit up all the questions and all the comments.
That's all we got? Oh, come on. We got to have another good meaty He-Man question. I'm not getting off here. We got to have one meaty He-Man question.
One good question will bullshit about something else like we've done for 70-80% of this episode.
Yeah.
And I'll make sure.
Which I've actually thoroughly enjoyed. I like it when we have these episodes.
Remember, guys, tomorrow, and you can go to Fans of Power.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. Just listen, dick nuts. All right, you go to Fans of Power page, and obviously you see the link. But if you go to TeePublic and you search Joe Cephas, that's my page there. I'm gonna have
link is down below in the description.
Exactly. Link down.
It's always. I don't know why Joe's like, and then you do www.tpublic.com. It's like, no, link is there. It's marked by Joe's shirts. It's
HTTP too. Is that what
you don't want to get directions from Joe? He'll lead you to a whorehouse.
of the universe. I'll put this up limited time. It'll only be up for 3 days, and I'll take it down. But this iconic piece.
Disney Vault bullshit.
Yeah,
it's gonna be cool.
You're worse than Disney. Right back in the dumpster.
It's going back in the dumpster.
Mine's not a vault. Yeah, mine's not a dumpster. I like that. Oh shit! All right, well, let me see if there is one last question yet. Fedmon said.
I mean, there is quite a delay,
Fedmon,
at least on my end.
Good question. What Masters of the Universe or Princess of Power figure would you like done as a life-size scale, real human size?
1-to-1 scale.
I
think even if they were to do that, you're not gonna get. It's just gonna be He-Man and Skeletor, and there wouldn't be anybody else.
I think you say, what would we like if we could just get one? I guess I don't know.
Too bad.
Man. I mean, that would be a good choice because you're kind of getting a little more of a figure out of that.
Would it count if I said Modulok and I could take the parts apart and put it together? It'd be
It's a statue.
Oh, fuck.
What kind of statue is going to be customized like that, where you can just take it apart like that?
Sakes.
Unless Eric Gaiman's going to buy it.
I think I would go with King Grayskull. I mean, King Hiss. King Hiss.
Dick.
No. Shit. I think a web store would look awesome.
I think a
Yeah,
life-size
you would.
copycat. I think a life-size copycat would be cool as shit, and I could just pose on that fucker.
Joe's
There you go.
officially has an ego bigger than me.
It is. That's damn bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm surprised I didn't say Sky High. Did you know that I named them too? So I could say Sky High.
Oh, just wait for all the assholes to line up to tell you, no, Joe. According to the book that I never read,
man. I was just about to say, once Joe started, because you both have distinct voices of people that you're thinking are dipshits.
Yeah.
I was like, now Tyler, do your voice, but you were already going ahead and doing it.
Yeah.
Anyway. I guess I need a voice too, right? For someone.
Oh, you got your Vince voice. You're like, oh, I love it. Damn it.
Yeah, but that's not like pretending I'm a dipshit voice, you know?
Admittedly, did you remember?
Oh, yeah, you should make the alien face you used to make back in high school, like the one where you like
the eyes where I'm like,
yeah,
like
no, yeah, that's it, yeah.
What a goof. I can't remember.
He almost looks like an Oriental like warlord, with like the facial hair, and he almost looks like he'd be like Genghis Khan or something like that.
I'm trying to find a picture I wanted to send to Nathan to post up. I was like, I'll show you the life-size figure I want, because there was a guy who created a life-size Skeletor, He-Man, Hordak. They were fucking awesome. And wait, I got it. Hold on a second.
no.
Wait.
No.
Well, you'll see why. God damn it! Oh, you guys keep talking for a second, okay? Hold on. Just
All right,
talk.
give us another question while Joe's plopping the bishop over there.
That's right.
Sportimus
Just give me 1 minute.
says, have you had to restore any of your vintage Motu figures using those retro rubber bands? If so, how well do they work for you?
They are awesome. Before that, I was using the eye screw and the O-rings to do it, to where you'd fix the legs. And sure, did it get the job done? Yes, it did. But they still felt, it's like, this still feels cheap, and you can see the metal hook. But god damn it, then they were putting out these connectors. They're just like the originals. They're so easy to pop through you put it through, the crotch from the underwear, pops it right in the leg, and they're just like the originals. But now it's stronger. So I love them because I can fix some of the legs that are messed up. And
I actually have a bag of them, and I have, I think, 6 or 7 vintage figures that aren't on display on the shelf. I just got them sitting in the closet because they just won't stand. Their legs are so bad. So I just need to replace them and get them on the shelf. Like that faker, Tyler, that you gave me, his legs are really, really, really loose. So I need to repair his, I thought about that the other day. You just had shit laying in the floor, and I'm just like, standing there looking through everything. I'm like, is that a vintage figure? You're like, yes, it is. And I'm like, and I looked at your shelf to make sure that it wasn't like something that fell off.
keep talking.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Can I have that? And you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's just how I roll, man. I give that way without hesitation.
Why can't I get this image? You guys keep going. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Give us another good question here, guys. Come on.
Please.
Well, we have some breaking news here.
Really?
I just got hot off the presses. We have Joe's bloody sock. There you go. You guys want to look at that?
Oh, I got the picture that I can send you. I mean, I got
go.
the picture I can. Let me see.
There's the. Dewson sent this to me. I think he was just like, here. I googled bloody sock. Post this on your show.
Oh gosh.
So
Well, I'm going to send you 2 pictures of my favorite life-size figures, Nathan, and they'll be there in just about 30-45 seconds. And then you can post. Yeah, exactly.
You know the internet does work instantaneously, Joe. If you
Leave
just
me
sent
alone.
them to me, I should get them already.
Leave me alone. God damn it, I have a slow computer. But I'll show you my 2 favorite pictures of my giant figures that I'd like to have. One is Skeletor, one is Hordak. And
this is just like the book and everything. Oh, I sent it to you. It's not
no,
there.
it's coming right now. Hold on. Here is. Okay, I'm clicking on both of them. Here they come. I'm hitting open. Leave me alone. God damn it. Open and now enter. There. These are the 2 pictures. You can post them up and show everybody my life-size figures that I'd like to have. There. Well, you tell me, aren't those really nice big figures? Those are some life-size figures. They're fucking.
I don't think I should. I don't think I should do. I'll show this one. I'm not showing the other one.
But there's nothing wrong. Nobody is, it's in a bikini. Okay, yeah, well, you never know. But it's a bikini. It's not. Well, it's underwear and a shirt, but there's no nudity. So yeah, you can show Skeletor's nice and Hordak's good too. What the fuck?
Here you go. She's got pink hair and piercings in the side of her mouth, just like all the girls at Hot Topic do.
I didn't even notice that. I was just looking at the Skeletor.
There's Joe's.
What is this from?
Joe's
Is this from
fantasy.
Kevin Smith's new shit series?
No.
No.
Let me send you. Oh, I'll send it to you too, Tyler. Because you can't see this image. So there's nothing bad about those. In the chat room, tell me if those look like a nice giant figure, and I'm gonna get it to Tyler in 45 seconds too, because I have to click everything, and I think Tyler will agree. These are good figures.
Oh my god.
Tell me what the chat says, Nathan, because I can't see nothing.
They're just saying you're a perv, and
You smell.
yeah.
Stink. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a damn good giant Skeletor, and it's coming to Tyler in 10 seconds. 9.
How do you
8,
narrow it down like that?
6.
You make no
5,
sense.
4, 3, 2, 1. Bling. There you go, Tyler. I mean, it looks like a vintage Skeletor, but giant size. That's fascinating. And the Hordak one looks even cooler. I'm not fucking lying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really is amazing, and there's nothing wrong with that. And what is somebody in underwear something bad to see? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Even if you showed the one.
No, I'm sure there's somebody that pisses and moans about seeing, which I'm like, you know what? Then do you not enjoy the sight of a well-built woman? Like I'm sorry, I'm not going to be denied and be made to feel bad because I like looking at pretty women. Like, no, doesn't make me a sexist or some bullshit. Just makes me a man.
The first thing we seen when they showed it, they did show just Skeletor standing at the one time. I was like, this is fucking amazing. And then on the same day, the people that took those pictures then showed the girl with all of them. And yeah, she's a hot girl, but still a lot of
everyone stopped paying attention to
No. They still said,
that picture of her and Hordak, yeah. I mean, the first thing I'm looking at is her ass.
But it's an amazing Hordak too. It really is.
I was going to say it's amazing ass.
I mean that too.
I mean, you can see the crack and everything here.
But nothing's nude, so
it's a tasteful amount to see though here.
Yeah, but there's no nudity in the picture. It's like
I bet a side nipple here. I can kind of have an idea what she was straddling here.
Well, they did.
Oh my God. What happened this week?
You're not seeing
Joe sent this to me, so Joe's the pervert, not me. I'm embracing what I saw here, or what I'm looking at right now. Can I have doubles? Can I get this enlarged?
Can you put that on a T-shirt, Joe?
Yeah, can you put that ass on a T-shirt?
Just like on Scrooge, show me a nipple. There's no nipple. There is no nipple in this. You don't see a nipple.
I feel like Naked going 33. It's like, we had them enlarged. They look familiar. Can I keep this one?
Johnny Cock had a question, and we'll wrap up this odd show that we've done this week. What are your favorite battle scene paintings and toy packaging that aren't Masters of the Universe?
Oh, there's a bunch of G.I. Joe ones that I really love. Let's see. Turtles has always got a lot of cool ones, like on the box art packaging. Thundercats always had beautiful box art with
Johnny
fights
Cock said here, mine is the Transformer one that introduced Metroplex.
Mine, but I love the box art for the Hive for the Sectars playset.
Yeah, that was badass.
Yeah,
that was awesome. I like the fight on the Fort Carrion playset for Bravestar.
Mm-hmm.
That's got Bravestar fighting Tex Hex and Thunderstick. I mean, it's just an awesome looking one. But I mean, there's a bunch of them. I like the GI Joe. I mean, there's like battles going on most of those. But
they want me to show that other picture because I didn't post that one up. So I'll put it up here for like 2 seconds.
It's just, honestly, to let you guys know, I mean, it's like an underwear ad. You've seen her from the front. They show her from the back, but there is no nipple. There's nothing else.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one here?
Well, no, it's just they didn't see the Hordak. They didn't see it. And they'll see it. It's a life-size Hordak, and it really is a cool-looking Hordak. I think the guy was selling it for $5,000.
I kind of like to have the girl.
Yeah, if you have the money, I mean, but yeah, they would have been cool to own.
There you go. There's the picture. And now it's gone.
Yeah, I have no clue how that guy could have even sculpted those things to make them look just like the vintage figure. That is what's amazing. So, but yeah, the girl.
I mean, like, put action, like, if you put good action scenes on toy packaging, it's gonna draw the eyes of kids. That's what we were drawn to as kids.
God damn.
The explosive like action sequences, like all the turtle box art, like what, like the see. Whereas Joe was like thinking we were weird for wanting to admire a beautiful woman, now Joe's sitting there flopping it right now, like, oh good.
You mean?
You know,
yeah, if he knocks the tablet over this go around, something's wrong.
Just give me 3 minutes, maybe even 4. No.
Wow.
All right, Tucker.
One more question. One more question. This comes from just straight up ass Tommy. That's not his username. Not straight up ass Tommy. His name's just Tommy on here. What would you like to see from Revelation that would make it tolerable? And that's easy. Like, don't have dumb dialogue. Like we're prone to seeing with anytime they redo anything in the last 10 years.
A good storyline. Respect the source material. Yeah, respect the source material and just don't go fucking off on some insane tangent just to try to make some bullshit that doesn't need to be done. Make a good fucking story. That's it. Tell a good story and sure, we could be happy. You know, it'd be nice to be surprised. But I guess we'll find out.
Make the voices not.
It is kind of weird though that this brand new series of He-Man that is the first one in what, almost 20 years?
Yeah.
And there's no massive announcement of like, hey, we're gonna like a massive new wave of toys. Like there's no, like, there's 4 damn toys for a new He-Man cartoon. That's all they've announced. No trailer.
Some people actually got the Battle Cat already. That's weird.
Well, and I ain't blaming it on COVID. Like this was in the pipeline. Like there's no big premiere. Like all this stuff is coming out to kind of coincide with the brand new He-Man cartoon.
It is weird that we haven't gotten a trailer and we're 2 months away.
Yeah. Not a good sign, people. Not a good sign.
Well, hey, I just looked. 2 months away. Isn't it July 23rd? So today's
July 23rd, and not
exactly
even
2 months.
Not even a simple like minute teaser trailer. Nothing.
We'll see what happens when it comes.
Well, but it'll drop tomorrow, and I'll be like, God damn it! This should have dropped, so we could have talked about it on the show.
It always does it on a Monday. You ever notice that? It's like we do all this on Sunday, and Monday here comes this. Like son of a bitch! Now we got to wait a week, or do we have to do a quick episode to talk about this? But either way, we'll fucking see.
If they did, we'd have to do like an emergency episode like that.
We could
or something
do that.
Like that. Yeah. Because all those other casual people who do YouTube shit who don't know anything about He-Man will jump on there and take all of our thunder.
There you go.
Oh, we'd have to figure out what time we would do that, because by the time you get done with work,
that's right. I forgot.
Work.
Nathan doesn't get home till like 3 in the morning, so yeah.
No, no. Lately, I get home at like 1.
Oh God, yeah. See, we would have to wait till Sunday then. It just couldn't happen.
I just give you guys a call. Get up, damn it. We got to talk about this.
Hell, maybe we
got to kick the hooker out of bed.
Yeah, there you go. We can live stream our reactions. Maybe we could be watching it and talking about it. We'll see what fucking happens when that does happen. But
I don't want to do that because all people are like, all you do is hate everything. And I'm like, I ain't.
We'll give our honest opinions. We will. We definitely will. But everybody that was here, we hope you enjoyed this episode just like always.
This one in particular, we really hope you enjoyed because we were everywhere.
There was a lot of side rants.
A lot of laughs too. I like it.
No, it was good.
I love it.
Oh wait, Andy Yowsey said they don't release any of the Netflix series trailers until the end of the month. So he says it'll probably drop on July 1st. So, all right, Andy, thank you for that information. He usually
the end of this month.
Yeah. Well, he's always got the inside scoop. So we'll see if July 1st that we have a trailer.
That's a scoop of shit based on this series.
Yep, we'll find out. But guys, we appreciate it. It was fun. Hope you had a blast. And if there's anybody that's new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, ring that bell.
Leave comments. We love to read comments, people. Whether you don't like us or you love us, leave the comments. It's always fun for us to read comments.
And for something about that I forgot to mention, leaving comments and the likes does help with the algorithm, so it gets it out to people, so they can get exposed to the super fandom that is fans of Power with Masters of the Universe, Princess Power, and more. Because that's what we do. Goddammit, you know you love it. So until next time. Have a powerful day.
No, I will not make out with you.
He even tried to do a voice. I felt like I was trying to get that voice, but it went right over my head there, Nathan. It's got to be a Nathan thing to get. And if he doesn't, we got to.
I think both you guys have seen this movie.
You think we both did? You said?
Oh, I guess I could say that's when the horrors come in. Excuse me, what was that?
Oh, oh, wait. Right when you said the horrors thing, was that
That's what triggers this one.
Kingpin? Or no?
No.
Oh shit.
No.
What?
I did think about quoting Kingpin, but I was like, what can I pull from Kingpin? But it's not Kingpin.
Didn't they do a quote about the horrors or something with their fancy?
Yes, when they were referring to Vanessa Angels, like, and you got Miss Claudia stop being so much of a whore that she is.
You
what
remember
am I thinking about? Remember there was a movie where the person was talking about, he was like, oh, she's never going to let me live that down.
I know, that's the movie I'm quoting, Joe.
It is? Oh, shit, I can't get it. I know this movie.
I quoted two different movies, too. Like, to make out with you, that's a different quote from a different film. But I was like, you guys aren't going to get that. So moving on to this one, Joe was like, what about that movie where they're like, yes, that's the one I'm talking about.
It's the movie, and I can't think of it. Yeah.
You remember the cornet shoot when he thought Owen was pranking him, and he's actually talking to Stu?
Yeah.
It's like, well, you gotta make
it
look like a whore.
You got to talk to Bruce. He's into the, wearing the filthy raincoat and all that stuff.
Oh, I hate that I can't get this movie.
And George the Rat.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, what would you do? Somebody you love.
Tyler,
all little whores coming in and shaking their little behind for the men folk.
That's what I mean.
Look, for Christ's sake, I've been one time during the war. I visited a prostitute. Right. My life's been a living hell ever since.
And I can't get it. And
I actually came close to sending this video to Nathan to see if he remember that scene.
It's terrible that I love the scene and I can't even think of the movie because I crack up every time I see it.
Oh, $20 for the rent. Maybe I'll spend it on the whore. I'm still quoting the exact same scene this is coming from, too.
Fuck, I can't get it. I can't get it, and now you're going to have to tell me. I hate that I can't.
Tommy Boy.
Oh.
God damn it.
And the first one was Billy Madison. No, I will not make out with you. Did you hear
that? Well, somebody... Let me see. I think somebody was saying Billy Madison down there.
Yeah, Johnny Cock had
Johnny
it.
Cock.
Sportimus' guess was Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo.
Nah.
That's a huge bitch.
Yeah. I probably could quote that. I got a thin dick.
God.
It's not too small, it's too thin.
That's terrible. See you next week. God damn it. This is fucking...